lads, today is April 27, 2026, and the current time is 1918. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the Institute's vehicles will be temporarily unavailable for expeditionary use until all have undergone their routine maintenance procedures. A few engines have overheated and unfortunately have had catastrophic failures that have resulted in no deaths. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Whoops, hold on. Did I do this correctly? Yes, I think I did. Hey, comrade gamers, how goes it? Good evening. Whoa, look at that, it's Monday. You know what that means? It's time for Rimworld. You know what also happens? Apparently cars can overheat if your water pump starts failing, and that's not very fun, is all I'm going to say very quickly. Anyways, hello everyone, how are all of you doing? Let me turn the game music back on, because I turned it off for a bit. Also, congrats to... Who was first today? I think it was Xanth. Congrats to Xanth for being first. Hi Xanth, and Meatchan, and Funbound, and Dark Pika, and Havel, and... Zeoposer, and I know Ray's here. Is that everyone who said anything in chat so far? I think that's everyone who's... And Hayashi too. How are all of you doing? Look at that, it's Rimworld time. So, as a real quick aside, you might have seen the schedule where it says Thursday is a maybe stream because it basically depends whether or not I have my car back. Because right now, my car is in the shop. Because, let's just say a very unfun thing happened with my vehicle. And so I am unable to literally use it right now as it is being repaired. Also, if you can, don't forget to watch the stream on YouTube to help me on the YouTube algorithm, because the YouTube algorithm currently does not like me very much. Anyways, how are all of you? I hope you're all doing good and not suffering as I have been suffering. I will explain a bit what happened and what is exploding with my car. So, it's essentially... Over the past couple weeks, I've been going outside more and touching grass and walking around and just taking photos of anything that seems interesting because I have a cool camera and I want to take photos of stuff. So, I did exactly that. I went outside to a local, like, tree garden. They call it, like, an arboretum. And it was quite enjoyable to kind of go visit and all that jazz. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, my car started overheating after I finished. As I was leaving. And there was like literally no way I could do anything about it. I think the water pump started failing, and now my car has had an issue for a while about having a coolant issue. It's like there's been like a coolant leak for quite some time, so I was aware that there was going to be some potential problems, and I think it just kind of decided, all right, we're just gonna be a permanent problem now. And so I had to get a tow truck, get my car towed to a shop that I go to for car stuff, and now I'm just waiting for them to, you know, basically take a look and see what they can do about it. It's gonna take some time. It's a little unfortunate, but that's just the unfortunate reality of what was going on. So that is my fantastic car adventure shenanigans. How are all of you though? Hopefully none of you are suffering from the same issue as I have been. Listen, I think going outside is actually not a bad thing. I think it's good to be able to experience the outdoors, and also I have an excuse to go outside more frequently. That's really what it is. So, yeah, I do refill the coolant, but I think even if I refill the coolant, the leak was just like at a point where I needed to get it fixed up and handled. So that was the issue that I was running into, and so my car is currently in the shop. I'm waiting for it to get fixed, and it's a literal who knows how long that's gonna take type deal. I'm sure it's not gonna take forever. But until then, I am currently carless, and that is the tragic, unfortunate bit. Yeah, it sucks, but you know what? Car problems, you know, they happen. It's just part of life, I guess. Anyways, also hello, Raging and Funbound. But yeah, going outside is a good idea. Also, go. Going outside is good for you. I had a lot of fun walking outside and enjoying nature as intended. I heard the birds for the first time in so long, and the great outdoors. I was like, wow, birds. I wish I was joking when I said that. I was like, wow, there's actually animals out here. You can hear them. They speak. And you just have to listen, and you don't know what they're gonna say, but they might say something interesting. So it was a very enjoyable time though. Like, unironically, it is actually fun to kind of go outside and walk. I know it's not a very common thing for us here because all of us are like indoorsy people, but going outside does have its benefits, and I basically walked, I don't know, let me see what my phone says, how much I walked. I walked like some 12,000 steps that day. Okay, I walked about 6 miles that day, so if that gives you any indication of how much walking I did, I just kept going and going and going and going and going, and it was a wonderful time. What car brand do I have? Okay, so I have a BMW X1. It's a little older, and it's had a coolant leak for a while. I think there's like one of the coolant hoses probably has been leaking for at least a year now, and it's like a very small leak, so I've just been refilling it like once every couple of weeks, and I think now it's like, all right, maybe it's time to finally get it taken care of. That's essentially where I'm at with the whole car shenanigans. So it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like oh, this is a thing I need to worry about. Anyways, take a look at where we're at right now. So here's our wonderful little adventure. We've got a thing here that makes lots of slate. We've got a bunch of empty space that I need to figure out what to do with. I need to make 4 new bedrooms because or 3 new bedrooms because that's how many beds I have remaining here. And then I need to expand our defenses because right now we kind of get run over by anything that looks at us the wrong way, and that's not ideal. There's also a bunch of unstable power cells that I could grab, but I'm not sure if I want to grab those. And we'll also start dismantling all this other random stuff that just looks kind of cool. Also, there is a psychic drone thing that's kind of causing everyone to go crazy. So these two are like beating each other up, which is also not fun. We got to go deal with this problem because, good lord, I think Hawksby's going to die. So, unfortunately, a lot of armor currently doesn't work in cold weather. So we have 2 choices, essentially, for cold weather shenanigans. Option 1 is we build the eccentric tech undersuits. Option 2 is we just keep giving everyone more combat cloaks, which we are doing right now, but you still need it with a parka or else you will freeze to death. Like this thing, if you can get it out of plain leather, it does add a decent amount of temperature mitigation, like actually a fairly sizable amount, but you still need more. Now, I think if you actually make it out of like a certain like wool, you can, like mastodon leather will give you a lot of insulation, but the problem is we don't have a lot of infinite. We don't have a lot of that. There's actually like barely any animals on the screen too. Also, we gotta get the Zojirushi up and running. We did manage to fix this, by the way. Thank goodness we got this thing fixed up, so that'll be fine. Every 30-60k miles is a trash stat for vehicle coolant. You literally go 150 coolant in total. So if you want to know how much my car is at like 150,000 miles because I drive like 20,000-ish, a little over 20,000 miles a year. If that gives you any indication of how much I drive. Hello, Ape Escape. Okay, Ape Escape fan. Here's how you play. Download 400 bots and have your planet on your bug cutting the fat until your mod list strand and your TPS 200 out of 900. Sorry for backseating, so you're roasting yourself. I mean, trust me, I get roasted by people all the time for my mod list. My mod list is actually not that bad. I'm a little under 200. And at max speed right now, my TPS is a little around 300. If I'm not streaming, I can usually get around 400 to 500 TPS. But streaming does, in fact, consume a decent amount of CPU processing power. And so that's why my TPS is a little, you know, limited in that regard. So that's essentially where that's at. Yeah, my mod list is actually not super bad, but it is there. Also, we actually have maxed out our rice crop, so I'm gonna actually stop growing rice because if anything, I need all the other crops here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna switch the crop from rice to, let's see. What do we want to grow? I think we're trying to grow cotton too. I think we need some cotton. There's some cotton here. We could grow Devil's Strand, but I think I don't need it. Okay, so switch this to cotton. And thankfully, a lot of our crops are now automated too. As you might have noticed, we have this beautiful little automation tool. But you can also see people are like having mental breakdowns all the time, and it's getting a little ridiculous. All right, I hope everyone's mental breaks are over now, because that was a little annoying. It's not the size of the mod list, it's the sheer amount of content that you have on the mod list that's the silly part. A lot of mods are generally fine. It just kind of depends on like what you're adding. Just as long as you kind of vet the mods you're playing with and not... and you know, ask people who are knowledgeable about the game whether or not the mods you're installing are appropriate, because if you don't do that, you're gonna end up like me and you're gonna have like all these really bad mods that are causing problems. And I know this because there's someone who likes to tell me about the mods that I'm playing with, how they're bad, because they usually are actually bad. So if that gives you any indication. Anyways, we are upgrading our turrets today too, so now that we have an infinite supply of steel, and I say infinite, we really do have a near infinite supply of steel, we'll be able to start expediting our progress with not dying. So really, now that we have access to something like heavy auto turrets somewhere here, I don't know where it is. I thought we had it somewhere, but I guess, oh, here it is. There's also a medium one, which uses standard NATO rounds, or you can use the heavy one, which uses really big rounds. We might dump a few of these just kind of scattered around. These are actually not, I don't actually like how these look. Installs Catgirl comic mods, bad is subjective. Listen, those mods are perfectly appropriate for the runs that we do, okay? It's all about the vibe, all right? We have good colony shenanigan vibes. That's all it is. It's actually really interesting because if you see some of the main problem with a lot of Rimworld mods nowadays, if you ever take a look at the workshop, is there is a lot of people who like making, for lack of a better word, AI slop content now. There's a lot of AI slop mods on the workshop, and it's getting a little insane how frequently I'm seeing them. I saw one the other day that I saw being discussed, and it was a mod that basically does what Cherry Picker does, which, if you don't know, Cherry Picker is a mod that allows you to turn off and on certain aspects or certain items in the game. And it works good because what it does is it doesn't delete the item outright. Apparently it just kind of hides it in a way that you don't really interface with it. But there's another mod that came out that tried to do the same thing for firearms in Rimworld. But apparently that mod straight up deletes the definition of the items from the game, which is like destructive modding, I guess, if you want to describe it in a way. And that apparently causes a huge amount of problems because when people would run the mod, they would get a lot of red errors, and unsurprisingly, you're going to get a lot of red errors because there's some content the game is looking for that it can't find. And so, yeah, the game, it's explodey. Why is it not working good? Well, because you don't have it's not there anymore. That's really what it is. It's a huge problem. Hi, Ray, you're spamming PvP? Oh boy, I hope you survive, because I gave up trying to bother doing that. I was like, all right, it's not really worth it. All right, let's refill this thing. All right, fuel this thing, and we're gonna drive this vehicle back. Oh, why is it still on fire? Hello. Okay, hold on. Let's why is our tank on fire? Okay, let's take care of the tank that's on fire, please. Okay, that's not a good thing. Okay. I don't know if we can fight the fire. I have an idea. What if we just have all these people fight the fire off, and maybe if we can get all the fire away, we can repair it. Okay, you also come here and put out the fire. I don't have any foam fuel poppers, which I probably should consider getting at some point, too. You're doing all the... You know what? Are you doing crystalline conflict? I hope you survive, because that is not an easy thing to do. This thing is... How am I going to get this thing... Can this thing stop being on fire? Fire size is still getting bigger. Okay, you stay here and keep extinguishing fires. You two also get over here and extinguish the fires. Oh, I guess only 2 people can extinguish fires at a time. Here we go. I think if we have enough people extinguishing the fire, maybe we can put the fire out permanently. But this thing's apparently so overheated that it's just perpetually on fire. Okay, that was annoying. So I think we have to wait until it's fully repaired before we refuel it. Let's try that. And that should be fine. But yeah, I definitely want to see if we can expand our little colony just so it's a little less painful. And I would like to finally get everyone their own custom bedroom when we have spares, because I think that's the only appropriate thing to do. These children, they deserve better. They deserve a place to sleep and call home, despite all the struggles that they've been through, because our dear colonists, they've struggled so much. They deserve so much more than whatever nonsense I am providing them. Because of that, we're also going to try to run some power lines throughout basically the entire colony. You might notice that a lot of section doesn't have power yet, so we're going to fix that. You know, things still vertical, but something around overheating to the point of fire being constant sub-zero blizzard. It is such a weird thing. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to assume the game is just very odd. Hello, suspicious wizard. How was Battletech? I saw that you were playing some Battletech earlier. I have tried to get into BattleTech, but I have not really gotten into BattleTech much myself. How are you doing, Comrade? Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it very, very much. For those who don't know me, I'm being forced to put on this maid outfit and cat ears, which is not a real cat ear because I am not a cat girl, despite what some people may try to tell you. But I play funny strategy games. People just call me Oak because it's way faster and way easier, and it's been a name that I've been going by for many, many millennia and moons. All right, I'll put on the mustache too. Fine. Let's figure out where the stupid asset is. Stash. Where's the stash? Yeah, home, baguette, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, there we go. Now it's attached to my face. Every time I see mustaches now, I just associate it with Invincible. I don't know if anyone here watches Invincible at all, but I've been watching it since season 1, and every time I see mustaches, all I can think of is Omni-Man and General Krieg, and it's so stupid because they have, like, their entire race just has to have a mustache as their defining characteristic, and it's just so funny. You've got curves on, but you got your 700 series points. You just have to keep doing it over and over and over again. You'll be fine. Yeah, I love watching Title Card. It's yeah, I love watching Invincible. I've been watching that thing for quite some time, and it's great. I saw the latest season, and I just can't get over the fact that General Krieg immediately became, let's just say, he went native very, very quickly, which I thought was hilarious. You get a stash of 10 different mustache PNGs. I don't actually have that many mustache PNGs, primarily because this one was made by good old V Architect, who shows up occasionally, but I don't have any other ones. I started a new game with the X mod. Is that the one that lets you send in more than one lance? I remember someone was telling, like, I remember I mentioned a long time ago that I don't like BattleTech because you can only send in like one lance at a time. But someone's like, yeah, this mod lets you send in like 2. And I'm like, whoa. Oh, it is? Ooh, maybe I should give it a shot. Actually, can I install, wait, BattleTech? Can I install this on a Steam Deck? Let's see. I'm kind of curious now, because I like playing on my Steam Deck a lot as of late. Oh, it can work. Okay, it's playable. Got it. You know, maybe I'll play Advance at some point. I don't know. I have a lot of other games on my current list of I need to finish playing these things, so at some point I'll probably give them a shot. I've been playing Vampire Crawler mostly because I like my funny card game roguelikes, and that is very much a card game roguelike that appeals to my wacky sensibilities of insanity. Also, I have so much steel now, I really don't know what to do. I actually have like 10k steel. I don't know what to do with all this. All right, let's start making better turrets. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I actually need to get rid of these because we have 5 down here. Oh, okay, you're at 20, 30, 20. I don't know the difference. Is there like an actual corporation called like Wayland Yutani? Is that like a thing in BattleTech? Because I saw some tweet about like Wayland Yutani, and I was like, I feel like I've heard this name before. And it sounded BattleTech-y, but I couldn't be 100% sure whether or not it really was. Okay, I can get rid of these. Okay, so if I get rid of these, I can set up an additional entry point here with additional defenses, which I think we'll do. I don't think we need these. We have excess power. Cornstar. They scam you Timu weapons. Oh, okay. Wayland's okay, so I completely got it wrong then. Whoopsies. I did not know the difference. Thank you for correcting me, because obviously I am not that well knowledgeable in the realm of certain intellectual property shenanigans. All right, we're just gonna do this here. We're gonna just slam this beautiful thing, and then this is basically a new egress or entry point. We also need to have someone clean the colony, because I just realized the entire colony is like, oh shoot, we're running out of food. Let's make more soups. We have so much rice, we better make more food. So we're allowed to keep making. We'll just make soups, whatever we can do. There we go. Come on, Kefir, make us delicious soups. Closer to AdMech with a tech called Shenanigans. Okay, gotcha. Also, let's research a few more things here. BattleTech is a much longer time than a lot of games that can be sent in one general time. Yeah, I heard, like, I've seen people at my local store play BattleTech, and it always looks interesting, but I don't have time to play so many different, like, hobbies. And so I've decided that I'm not really going to get into plastic figures as a hobby and BattleTech, because I just don't have time. It's a little unfortunate, but I have to think about like what do I actually have time to play, and I barely have time to play Magic as it is. In between Magic, photography, Magic, what's it? Magic, photography. What else do I do? VTubing, streaming, and then Japanese, and then Kudo is another thing that I do. So there's very little time to, you know, appreciate all the different things that I do enjoy. Is that this such an order? The attack has been exploded down to lowest ebb. Oh, so it's like one of those so it's kind of like in Dune where like a lot of old tech is gone, right? That type of deal. At least that's what it's sounding like to me at the very least, which I do find interesting. I think I need to expand. I think this entire area is just going to be a crafting corridor. Probably will make this entire area just a giant crafting vicinity. I'll have to move things around and shuffle things a bit, but I think it'll be fine. Because these things are doing so much work as long as we have the requisite ingredients, which is... We have everything, really. We have 20 already. By 3062, all the fancy kit is kind of everyone loses. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's why you prefer 30 or 3025, because it's still like that mix of old plus new, right? Let's make. I think also what we'll do is we'll just make a bunch of simple meals until we have at least 10 in stock. That should be enough to at least keep everyone fed temporarily until we wait for the soups to cook, because I was not paying attention to how much soups we had, and that's to say we don't have much. We have 10, should be fine. Okay. Okay, gotcha. I mean it makes sense to me, so let's make sure simple meal 10 is higher on the docket so we can have food, and then we can keep everyone nice and toasty. Yeah, that should be fine. Do you play the physical game of BattleTech, or is it you just strictly playing the video game variant of BattleTech? Okay, I gotta also figure out where I'm gonna set up the entry point and where I can dump a bunch of turrets. I also would like to demolish this section here. Actually, cancel this. I have an idea. I think I'm gonna put like a turret here approximately, and I have an idea of how I'm gonna make this look. I think what you can do, now that we have access to slightly better security systems, we can put a giant autocannon turret, which is a really big, beefy boy. I think it would look kind of nice about here-ish. Probably. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I'm gonna just put something to protect it. I think it'll be okay. No, actually, no. Maybe we can actually keep it a little closer. What if we put it a little more in here? If we put it out here, its range of fire, its area of fire is a lot higher. So I guess here is okay. Yeah, we'll do that. It's fine. And physical books back in the day had some models, battle mass models, and long gone books. Oh, gotcha. So it was a very, very long time ago. So you haven't played like the new BattleTech stuff that I know a lot of people are currently into. All right, we're gonna install the chem fuel core for the generator now, so that this thing will be fueled entirely off of our wacky amounts of poop fuel, which is a very weird thing to say, but it's true. Also, this entire thing, we're gonna set this to drain and 0. I want to make sure we just keep emptying this out as often as we can. Okay, there we go. And then hopefully we get this all built out. But our dear pawns, you know, they take forever to get around places when there's so much to do. Can this thing function now? Okay, you get in this thing. Turn it on. All right, our tank is functional. No longer is it freaking out. Let's get this tank in here until I can set up the garage entrance, which I think we'll just do like here. We'll get you out of there for now. And then let's quickly put down an auto garage door 5x5. I don't know what direction this is supposed to look like because this is not well designed. And I think that should be okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, perfect. Well, that's really cool. At least you've played BattleTech. I've seen people play it and it looks really cool. But again, I've seen the starter sets and they're like only $20 approximately, which is surprisingly cheap for what seems to be like a fully fledged, you know, board game type deal. But I just don't have time. I have to be very picky about what I play. So alas, I don't get a chance to play such cool, exciting games. Maybe one day I will, but until then. Okay, is this thing gonna get built now? I should have enough art components, right? Please tell me I have enough art components. I have to go hunt down more. No one studied an ancient art. Oh, wait, who studied this then? Okay, so Sun studied it. Oh, shoot, only the pawn who studied this can actually interact with this. Really? Okay, so your name has the capacity to build this. Thank goodness I at least have someone that can do this. Let's get this thing going. I want to see this thing come to life. Your name's the one that's got to do it. I want to see him do it. Grab all the parts you need, comrade. Put it together. Make me my super chem fuel powered one so I no longer require the power of wood. There will be no more wood. We are all chem fuel here. Oh, shoot. I forgot to turn on the bot. Thank you. Let me turn that on. Thank you. I always forget to do this nowadays. I am a very forgetful fellow. I am sorry. Okay, so here's our upgraded generator. So it was using wood and was making 14,400 watts of electricity. This new chem fuel variant, once it is fueled up, any day now we're gonna fill this up, right? Yep. Okay, this one produces 7,000. Now it's not nearly as much, but we can add a hyper burn chamber once it's been active. Let's see. Once we set overdrive active for 5 days. Also, there's a mech drone with a psychic drone nearby, which means we actually have to go out and deal with this thing. God, why? Why is it always mech problems? I would like it to stop sending me mech problems. I'm gonna turn this on overdrive mode. Wow, that is blowy. Okay, so this thing will run for 5 days. And will require constant fueling. I also have 200%, which I'm not gonna do. Love getting most kills in PvP as a healer. Well, you're a healer. Isn't that your whole goal is to be the #1 murder machine in the party? You see, healer really stands for I'm going to... I had a pun in mind and I lost it. All right, so let me just do... Let me put embrasures here. Just, yeah, that should be fine. Perfect, and then I should be able to just fully do this, and I can put like an auto door. Doesn't look the way I wanted it to look. A little unfortunate. Oh, that's fine. We'll put an auto door here. Now I'll figure out how to make this look a little better in a second. Okay, so actually, no, I think the way this has to work is this needs to go in here. We need to technically dig this one out here, and then I can put a door right about here, I think. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we've improved. Wait, no. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I need to go deal with this thing, which means I gotta send the tank in and whoever's our strongest people. You heal yourself. I mean, a lot of PvP classes in 14 do have self-healing options nowadays. Oh, I can take all this off now. Goodbye, maid outfit. Goodbye, mustache. You can finally see my beautiful mouth. Actually, should I be on this model today, or should I be on the high-res one? We don't use the high-res one very often anymore, which is a little tragic. Hey, gamers, it's me. I have turned on RTX, NVIDIA's cool new technology that apparently will make your game look like an AI bastardization of what your game is actually supposed to look like. Which is a very horrible thing to say, but it's very true. All right, we're gonna go... Let's send a few people over there. All right, who's gonna go smack this thing? It is me, the unpixel version. Okay, so unfortunately we don't have a lot of good armor, so whoever's got guns... I think we're just gonna hope the tank is enough to deal with this. Okay, send you in. And we'll send in... Sun does have an assault rifle and also marine armor. So if we can get like marine and recon armor, that is also another option to keep us, you know, alive. All right, I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go form that little caravan. Okay, I thought Sun was in there already. Nope, still getting in there. Okay, we're gonna go world map, reform form caravan, send this in, that's fine. Pack along those two, and probably, I don't know, bring like an extra 200 chem fuel and 6 herbal meds probably okay. There's no... I'll bring like 5 of these is fine. Alright, and then they're gonna go on a magical journey down here, which is about 2 days to deal with this psychic drone. And there's a psychic ship, of course. Why? Why is it always just random bits of psychic shenanigans? Alright, 7 Scythers, and this one's gonna make all the men crazy. I swear this game only wants to send mechanoid events, and I am going slightly insane from the sheer amount of mechanoid events. Please, game, send me literally anything else that's not a mechanoid event. I would like to do something else. I'm also gonna expand this wall out just a little bit more. Figure that's probably a little safer to make sure that no one's gonna die. We just sent our tank off. Thankfully, it's just mostly Scythers, so we can probably just gun them down. Don't we have a sniper? We do have a sniper. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna park Immortal right here, and I'm gonna have Immortal try to shoot this at range. Hello, Infidave, what's wrong? You don't like the unpixel version? You want the pixel version back? Is that what everyone wants now? Everyone just wants to see pixel variant? God, I have 2 of my best gunners out there, because a lot of our people actually can't fight very well. I need you to swap to slugs. Ray is playing Final Fantasy 14 right now, yes, and she is very much in a... Okay, can you not shoot this at range? Is it too far? It might actually be too far. Really? Okay, now we run. Alright, Airman Joker might get a run over here, but that's fine. We're trying to get the turrets to deal with it. Okay, we're going to form a firing line here. I'm going to hope the turrets are going to be enough to at least knock out some of these bad boys. And let's see what we can do. We have a beautiful firing line. We do have EMP, so I'm just going to quickly have you swap to EMPs and just eat this over there. Okay, fling that EMP out a little bit further down range. Perfect, and now the turrets will... Oh, now that bunker is going to die, though. These bunkers don't have that much life, surprisingly, but it's fine. What is but 1 turret sacrifice to ensure the survival of our colony? Come on, Slay the Spire 2. Congratulations. Are you enjoying Slay the Spire 2? Alright. Here, let me do a poll. Which one do you want to... Which model? Which form? RTX on, RTX off. I'll let it run for 10 minutes, and you're allowed to spend additional points for this one. I don't think anyone really cares which form I'm using today, but I'll leave it there as a fun poll for the next 10 minutes. I'm surprised you bought Slay the Spire 2 and you didn't just acquire it through other means instead, but I guess today you've chosen to become a paying member of society. I need 20 by 102. I think AP rounds is fine. I don't think we need anything crazier than that. Let me make sure we have at least 300 in stock. Only bought it for the multi... Ah, that's right, because all the other people... Yeah, that's right. Multiplayer is a thing that people are engaging with. I like Slay the Spire 2. I actually enjoy it significantly, so it's one of my favorite games. Okay, I'm just going to allow everyone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to call this traveling. The only difference is this one also allows you to consume packaged survival meals. And the people on a trip, such as your name and Ray, can consume this meal, and that should be fine. That way they actually have a way to consume the packaged survival meals that they have in their inventory, assuming that they are going to be smart and actually consume it and not complain. I guess we'll find out in a bit, but they should be able to eat it. They're not out of food, they have food. So I don't know why Umi's set in the non-warm zone. Let's let Umi explore the rest of the colony. I think Umi's just been kind of sitting there. It's time for Umi to get to work like every other colonist. There's not a lot of food here. A lot of the soups aren't ready yet either. It's gonna take because the soup takes 2 days to cook. What's funny, because you can't deal any damage, but you have 3 energy and give 2x damage to ally. I've seen that card. Because I did multiplayer on I did a multiplayer run. We did clear the whole thing on Ascension 0. It's pretty interesting the shenanigans you can get up to if you're ready to do some shenanigans. Okay, we're gonna put a Take this one out too. I want to make this nice and metallic. I want to make this look like a proper, I don't know what you want to call it, little area. Also, there's this crypto sleep casket here. I've completely not bothered opening that up. I should probably crack that open at some point, but for now, I guess it's not a big deal. Let's also try to figure out what I'm gonna do with these other spare rooms. I could turn this into a stack of bedrooms, maybe smaller pod rooms, but I think I want to give everyone the 2 bedrooms. We actually have raised a lot of children in this colony, which is crazy. Hopefully, children like Ranu will get all the growth that they need, so they can become functioning members of society, and not NEETs who simply engage and consume all of our resources. I do not know what I'm going to do with this entire section here. I have to figure this out. This is... I don't like the... I think the circle design was really bad. I think a square design probably would have been better. Oh, we gotta let this thing keep running for another couple days. Let's at least make sure this thing is filled up, please. Needs to have full stockpile of chem fuel. That is a meteor. Oh, right, I gotta destroy this thing. Z Opposer and Airman Joker. Let's go have you two smack this thing to death. You missed it. You're a little too late on the event. Which poll's winning? Okay, so RTX on. All right, yeah, we'll do RTX on. You like our colony? We're adding defenses, so this colony isn't a complete failure. It's just a little rough around the edges. This thing also needs to get dealt with at some point, but I'm trying to ignore it as long as possible. An exotic goods trader has arrived in space and would like to go trade. Sure. Havel can't talk. Oh, I gotta get Havel a new jaw. That's right. Okay, we should probably see who's missing body parts. And we can try to fix that now that we have unlimited access to components. For the most part. Okay. So, I could buy Tech Prince. We could buy... I don't think I need most of these. The Nutramine's probably the only relevant one. Ooh, wait, hold on. Could we raise an alpaca? If we can maintain these alpacas, we will have an infinite supply of wheat, or of wool. Which would actually be somewhat relevant, considering there's not really any animals that we're ever able to deal with. So that is something to consider. Buying the plasteel is probably also relevant, but I don't really have anything that I can do with that. We don't have a Bashi, so I can't really justify buying a Sentience Catalyst. We could buy Persona Effectors. Tech Prince. I don't think most of these are really relevant to our run. I think we can ignore most of this. Maybe the desserts would be kind of cute, but there's nothing I can really sell them for cash. The ironwood is probably about it, and the statues, but I need to keep the statues. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. Okay, where is the statues? Because it says we made 2, and I don't think we placed them down. Okay, here's 1. Put this bad boy down here. I think we'll put one there. We'll put the other one right over there. I think that'll look just fine. Okay, these two are beating that up. They've done it. Okay, so you're free. All right. See, not too bad. Like, this colony is getting big. I like it. It's getting chunky. It's getting sizable. We have defenses, mostly, as soon as we get this turret. Oh, we are... What's going on? Oh, hello. Okay, I messed up. Okay. So it turns out there was a reason why I did not expand the wall that far, because apparently this entire section was... Okay, so it's being blocking. Okay, we need to dismantle this immediately, otherwise we're going to run out of power quickly. Thankfully we have a lot of power stored, so it's not the end of the world, but I'd rather make sure we have a few of these available now. Just deconstruct this as fast as possible. Okay. So anyways, you might also notice on the schedule, I forgot to mention this, we're not doing XCOM this week. I think I got a little too hyper tilted last week, so I kind of want to take a break from playing it. I hope that makes sense. I like XCOM, but I was slowly going insane from the previous stream, so I decided, all right, let's take a bit of a break from XCOM, and I think I'll be in a much better position to play it if I want to later. Now, we'll still do Xenonauts, because I think that one is enjoyable in a different way. Yes, slowly going insane. Not completely, just a slow mental decline from playing too much XCOM. That's what XCOM does to you. You gotta be careful. XCOM can drive even the most battle-hardened individual to insanity. Oh, so I forgot to put a door here. I'm gonna put the door like right there. Okay, so we have this thing. Also, they're done here. They've almost arrived. Oh, they're getting malnutrition. We need to set up camp real quick. They should be able to eat the packaged survival meals that I've given them. I don't know how they ended up stuck in here. Amazing. Why don't y'all just, I don't know, eat one meal, and then you're gonna eat the other meal. Fantastic. All right, let's get them back on the road. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Wrong way. Please go this way. All right. Still gonna take another 1.8 days, which is actually insane to keep going. And then I'm just gonna hope that my car is ready by Thursday. Otherwise, I am stuck in America for yet one more day before I'm able to go visit Ray, and she's gonna be very sad if I'm not able to be there. So, you know, gotta keep her happy. Let's also dismantle most of this. We don't need this tomb. This tomb is worthless. There's no words on this. It is just a slab with ancient writings, but I can't read what it says. I don't have a Rosetta Stone, so let's get rid of that. And that should be fine. I probably need to get rid of this wind turbine too. We don't need this. I think what I can do is I can probably dump solar panels here, and we'd be able to get more energy that way as well to supplement the chem fuel thingy-mabobber. But for now, let's just see how this pans out. Hello there, Goldenrod. How are you? Okay. At least we have food. The soups are being made round the clock, so we're fine there. We have a lot of meals. We have a lot of cotton, rice. We got all sorts of bits and baubles. We also need to start getting rid of all of our garbage. Maybe we get rid of the revolvers. I think we're going to smelt down every revolver. Smelt, weapon, do forever. Details, clear all. Okay, revolvers, perish. We have no need for such weapons. Ah, very nice. How was that? Hopefully that went well. Speaking of dentist, I actually got a call from mine today. They want me to come back in because I gotta get my final crown installed. If you never had a crown installed, good for you. If you know what a crown installation is, welcome to hell. It's actually not that bad, but I gotta go back next week to finally get it taken care of because I've been putting it off for far too long. All right, let's see. So there's our bullets for this turret. So if I order someone to refill this thing, Rachel will put this together. Now we have extra security. Okay, we will maintain this model for today. I don't know what mine is being made out of. It's not a filling, it's a crown. And I don't know what it's gonna look like is the other thing too. Let's get rid of this here, and here, just to make that look more even. And now this beautiful turret can destroy any threat that comes our way. Also, I would like more power supply down here, so I'm gonna add some solar generators. I think we just add the advanced ones. The main thing is that these consume plasteel, and I do not have an infinite supply of plasteel. Now, this thing occasionally spits it out, but we don't have that much. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put like one in front and just leave like a one tile, leave that 2-tile gap. It looks a little nicer that way. Kind of. Okay, you're not in the colony, Exonia, unfortunately. If you'd like, you can try. I think you've died. Let's see. Goldenrod, Steve, and Comrade Katya. Okay, yeah, you're not on here. Yes, it is queue-based. So just join the queue, and when we have a fresh body... mostly it's been children in the colony. We could... Okay, first of all, let's... Umi is no longer unrestricted. Let's give this to Ranu. Because Umi is an adult now. So Umi must continue to do the standard workload that everyone else does. Exactly. Everyone gets sent to the mines. Now, we could try to encourage them to have children. I'm not sure how many of them are in long-term relationships like marriage, but we can take a look and see. Let's see. Ex-lover dead. You got a son. There's a mother. Ex-husband. Fiance Nahil and your name could make a child. It's probably like the closest that we can get. Yeah, that's probably the closest we can get. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do to ensure the survival of the colony. Humanity will not repopulate itself. You must force humanity to repopulate. Also, the animals have returned, so we're gonna go hunt down some of the local wildlife for easy food. We could tame the elks, I guess, but it's not... Oh, we don't have any hunters with long-range weapons. Oh, a shuttle has crashed nearby. Oh, that's a lot of people. Alright, we're gonna try to rescue them. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to rescue them in time because they are a little far. But we'll try, and it's very possible that one of these might be the one that you will end up possessing. Who knows? We'll see. Also, let's dismantle all this entire thing. I don't want them to have any security options. Because it is unfortunately very, very cold, so there's very real chance they'll die of hypothermia before they can make it into our well-stocked, whatever you want to call this thing. One of these in there. Yeah, this is our wonderful little... I'm blanking on the term here. Hospital. Look at that. It's a very cool hospital. Okay, so this guy survives. This one's probably going to survive. Okay. Maybe you should tend to them before they die. Not sure if Alana's fat. I think this one dies. Yeah, that one died. Okay, so we couldn't save Alamite. Unfortunately, this one perished. But the other two, we'll see. They might live to tell live another day. Okay. Let's fix these bionic bits and pieces up, because it's been a thing I've been wanting to do. Okay. Okay, so Howell needs a jaw. Do I have any spare jaws? No, let's go make one. Alright, we're gonna make a bionic jaw for Havel. Alright, next is... And Nahil needs a nose and probably a new eye. Prophet 9 needs an eye and probably another ear. Now we have a spare ear, so why don't we give that real quick. Install bionic ear left. Okay, next. Oh, that's right. Ranu's missing all these other bits and pieces that we're gonna fix when Ranu becomes an adult. Ray probably needs a new leg, is my guess, based on what I'm reading of her stats. Yeah, let's see. Do I have a spare leg? I do not. Alright, we may need to make a new leg. We need another ear. Okay, well, we need a lot of ears. Everyone's ear just keeps getting lost of frostbite. It's a little concerning. I'll make the ear, and then we'll make another jaw. Probably need multiple eyes at some point, but I think the eyes I can hold off for a little bit now too. As long as we have enough food to keep us alive, that's all I care about. We're almost there too. Out of food, malnutrition. There is food. They don't want to eat it. All right, fine. Unless I signed the wrong people. Oh, I signed the wrong people. There we go. Now they're not out of food. Okay. Well, now they are out of food. Okay. Well, hopefully they can find some food at the psychic drone, or otherwise they'll just have to survive without a lot of food for a bit of time, because food in this realm is super hard to find. You know what's actually really weird? In Frostpunk, you can still find a lot of food out in the wild, but I guess with the way Rimworld has it, you can't do that. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Cotton doesn't just become cotton. You get cotton fiber. Okay, we may need to expand the workshop, because I do not remember how this works. I don't know how this works. Because I installed a new mod a while ago that adds a slightly expanded... Here we go. We need an electric loom, which will allow us to turn cotton fiber into actual, well, cotton that we can use for other things. So that's a thing I have to think about. Hello, Alana, how are you? Yes. Vegetable garden. Yeah, I may be using the complex version, which may or may not have been a good idea. So I'm gonna create a little storage crate here, and this one's gonna have the fibers. Cotton fiber. Cotton fibre will go right there. I'm actually gonna expand this entire. This entire room is gonna be the giant production hall once I can get that set up. It's gonna take a little bit of time to kind of move things around in there because I'm too lazy to move things about. Thankfully, most of this can be moved. The only thing that can't be moved is the fabrication bench. Also, one of them did join, so Общение, congratulations. You are now here. So So, welcome aboard. First and foremost, let's assign this to you. All right, congratulations. You are, let's see, change the ideology. Okay, fantastic. That should be fine. And if you want to change anything, let me know. All right, Exona, you are a 38-year-old male who is a scavenger who grew up to be a mighty warrior. You are incompetent, clumsy, iron-willed, have creepy breathing, and a fast learner. That is quite the list of things you have. On the other hand, you actually are a pretty good shot, so I'm gonna immediately give you a gun. Yep, first things first, most important bit, have a gun. So I'm gonna give you the... I think a standard rifle kit is probably okay for you. Now, I'm gonna hope we have enough spare outfits for you. I guess we'll find out in a bit if we have spares. Did you come with a parka? You did. Okay, you can survive the current temperature. You're just a little rough right now until we can fix your rest of your body. And that should be fine. Okay. Oh my gosh, we got another person. All right, this guy is 14, and he's already got a wicked stash. How about, first of all, let's get rid of that. How about let's fix you up? You're 14. You're a high mate. Get rid of that beard. That looks a lot better. Okay. Okay, so this is a high mate. Sanguine, athletic, fast walker, nervous, and ravenous. Kind and delicate. Can I afford to feed this many people? High mate at single digit age, I'm just gonna pretend is like they just haven't fully grown up yet. That's all it is. And they're just being trained kind of like and that's about it. Not any, and I'm not gonna think about any other implications that might involve that, because that would get weird quickly. Oh my gosh, we have Great Wolf now. Hello. All right. Well, I know they're created, but aren't they just stated until they're like maybe they can be raised still, you know, educated until they're sent off to the High Mate Academy? No, are they just spawned out at like at the age that they wanted at, or that the consumer wants them at? If that's the case, then that's a little weirder. Oh, is that how that works? I don't know the High Mate lore, honestly. All right, here's our Great Wolf. So I'm gonna call this one Bashy. So Bashy in this timeline is a wolf. Say hello to Bashy. I'm gonna teach Bashy how to do all sorts of things. He's a very big boy. The problem is I don't think I can feed this dog. It needs kibble, and it eats meals. So I guess as long as there's regular meals, it's fine. I literally do not have the capability to manufacture kibble. Yeah. Can't make kibble. Oh, wait, okay. For some reason, I thought high mates were like genetically, you know, bred specifically for that. That's why I was a little confused. Well, let me see. High mates, designed companions and concubines, commercially available to those who aspire to being one. Let's see. On a few wealthy worlds, high mate xenogerms are commercially available, and some people become high mates as sort of a career. However, many find them abhorrent, etc., etc. On such worlds, there are replace things are powerful, banned entirely. Oh, okay, gotcha. So they are literally just injected with a high mate gene and said, "All right, you are now a concubine." Yeah, it's skeezy no matter how you want to spin it. If you put on a child, like, okay, you already know that I think I know the implication of what we're getting at, which is not fun, but I get what you're trying to say. I understand. Also, since we're here, why don't we quickly add more concrete everywhere? That's a little too much concrete. I don't want that much concrete. I do want more concrete, but not like that. I want to make sure I can decide where the concrete's gonna go. Huh, can I not make this smaller? I guess not. Alright, that's really weird. I guess it has to just get filled in where I write. Okay. That's gonna be a little awkward. We'll ignore that for now. Alright, hopefully these guys will complete their mission so I can free everyone from the mental droning of everyone's insanity. Also, I need to find a way to do heart surgery. I think the only solution is just to give him a bionic heart. We just have to make a brand new heart, I think. Just print a new organ? That's all I can do. Yeah? Okay. We just need to print a new organ out here. Yeah, Rimworld is strange in that regard, but I also, you know, it's science fiction, etc. Although this guy's like 14, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with poor Bud here. I don't think we have anyone in the queue right now. If someone joins the queue, they get to become Bud. He's a 14-year-old who can't fight. He doesn't know how to use a gun. He's a very... Okay, hold on. Alright, we're here. I think. Where'd we go? Where'd we spawn? Alright. We're out of food. Okay, well, you know what? We're not actually out of food. You know why? Because there conveniently happens to be this thing here. Okay, we're just gonna quickly just hop out of here, and then we're just gonna butcher the creature. Okay, neither of these guys can cook. So, you know what? Just consume it. We don't have a choice. They just have to eat the raw the raw corpse of this thing. All right, you consume the mega sloth. Listen, it's not the nicest thing, but it fills the stomach. All right. Now you get in the thing, you get in the thing. Let's get this mission underway. So, very simple. We're here to destroy these guys. Thankfully, oh gosh, there's an infernal turret. There's not an easy way to approach this, I think. Oh, wait, hold on. There is an easy way to approach this. We're just gonna... We don't have to do this. What are... So, in Rimworld, are all of them genetically modified, like, injected instead... Oh, jeez, I can't just destroy this. I actually have to break this down. Can I just punch this? Can we punch the wall? Okay, given enough time, you can just punch it down. Apparently, you can't deconstruct it if you're not able to claim it, which is understandable. Right, come on. Okay. Children of high mates are not high mates. Oh, okay, they are just normal humans? Oh, interesting. So they're literally modified. Okay, because I assume something about the high mate gene is also like, it's corporate property. We would never allow other people to use our intellectual property for such a thing. Oh wait, I can just blow this up this way. Oh, that woke him up. All right. Okay, I think the mechanoids don't know I'm there, so that's fine. Alright, we're just gonna skedaddle on out of here. Don't need to be here anymore. Yeah, I don't think I care. We're just gonna get out. I mean, I remember reading some science fiction where one of my favorite books is this one of my favorite books is a book called Old Man's War by John Scalzi, which supposedly is going to get a movie option at some point. I'll believe it when I see it. Can I not leave? Oh, should I actually destroy this all? I guess you can actually just leave with this. I don't want to blow up the turret. I'm too lazy. What's the range of this thing? What's the range of our thing? Can I just stand over here and shoot it? Hold on. Yeah, because the annoying thing is I don't think I can actually reach that far. I'd have to get a little closer. I have to blow up those turrets. Yeah, that's annoying. I don't really want to deal with this. Come on. Come on. I swear I know where I'm gonna go with what I was discussing as soon as I can complete the stupid objective of destroying this auto-charge turret. Okay, we gotta kill the infernal turret now too. Let's reload real quick. Okay, come on. What happened? Why is this not reloaded? What is going on? Why is this thing not loaded? Okay, hold on. Turn this off. Okay, let's reload all the cargo, which is the bullets. And I grab this too while we're at it. You hop back in as the driver. Okay, there we go. Now it's loaded. Now we can hopefully just go over there and just blow up the rest of it. That Inferno turret doesn't have enough range. Just move down a little bit. That's fine. Move down a little bit. Okay, one more turret. Okay, now we're free. Okay, now we're just gonna go world map, form caravan. Go back, yes. No, wrong button here. Reform. Grab this. Yep. Fine. Fine. Take the corpse of the Mega Sloth. I have to eat it. That's fine. Don't care about the rest of this. Route over here. Go. Science. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Science really wouldn't want their children to be high mates. So I'm reminded of this book that I read. I like called Old Man's War by John Scalzi. It's like it's a little bit of it's a science fiction book where old people are enlisted into the military, and the reason why they join up is because they're given a brand new body, essentially, that is a genetically modified version of their own DNA. They strip out a lot of the chromosomes and whatnot until you have like a very lean and efficient body, but it can't actually reproduce because they stripped out, like, yeah, they give you your lower body parts, but they actually strip out the part that lets it make genetic material, and so all the bodies are completely sterile, which is an interesting concept that I always found kind of fun to think about in science fiction. Like, because the body is technically owned by the government, essentially, and they don't want people walking off with those bodies unrestricted. Sage really goes hard in Crystalline. I'm not even surprised. What level are you for the series? Because I know you're grinding it out until until the event is complete, or until you get the minion or the mount. 19 out of 25. That's not too bad. You have like a couple hours still. I mean, you get like 700 for every run, so you can probably knock out a single rank in about 30 minutes of PvP. That doesn't sound too bad. It's going to be a little rough, but I think it's doable. Yeah, I think it's very doable. Okay. I think we need more turrets, so let's slap out more. Also, this thing is almost ready to upgrade. Is it an hour? I thought it was like a couple hours. Isn't it like 2 a.m.? Wait. 14, 7.5 patch. Time. 6, let's see. I don't know what the maintenance is. Here we go. Maintenance time. Okay, maintenance starts at 11 p.m. Eastern time, which is in about an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so it might be, yeah, that might actually be impossible to do. Unless you, like, get really lucky and you win a bunch. Yeah, that's, seems a little unfeasible. I'm sorry, Ray, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it. Okay, here's our loom. So now what I can do with this loom is we can weave cloth, actually. We can automate this. Why am I using humans to handle some of these things when we can automate some of these processes? Let's see. Hauling, flickering, flight, longer range armor. Okay, so why don't I do... Let's see. Oh, we only have the level 1 assembler. Okay, so for the time being, why don't we just set this to do this forever? Okay. Why don't we research upgraded industrialization so we have better... Well, we could also do recon armor, so we actually have some armor that protects us from the weather, so that's probably better. I don't have a way to make class steel, unfortunately, so what do we do here? Let's see. Scanners would also not be a bad idea. We don't really care for most of this other stuff. We don't do mech tech. I have not done a mech tech run in forever. Maybe at some point we will, but I can't be bothered. We don't need... Oh, a SAL, autonomous, whatever is fine. Get that ripped through. Also grab... We don't need multi-split air conditioning in this weather. Who needs air conditioning here? Industrial cannons is fine. Transport pods is fine. Aerial vehicles for helicopter, I think, is actually not a bad idea too. So we'll grab all the technology, and that should be good to keep us going for a bit longer. Okay. This thing also needs to be switched to the correct bullet, which is AP rounds. Overall, I think our colony is doing well. I do want to see what the Hyperburn Chamber is going to do, and then obviously we'll maybe forcibly trigger the next quest to get the geothermal variant going as well, so we can see how that goes. And obviously we have a lot of power, because our power is fueled with hopes and dreams, and also a 16k watt battery. In fact, I might build another one, because holy cow, this thing is very power dense for the amount of stuff that you dump in that, especially steel wise. I'm also going to put more of these autocannon turrets just kind of scattered around in various areas, just to kind of give us additional protection. Maybe one down here would not be the worst idea as well, because I don't know what I'm going to do down here. Although if we put it down here, what's it going to shoot at, really? That's kind of the problem. Like, I don't know where to put some of these things. I guess I can just put like an autocannon turret here and just pray it survives. That should be good. That should be all right. Oh, hello there, Irish fighter. How are you, comrade? How was your stream? I'm assuming you're playing Star Sector, if I take a look. You know what's funny? I don't think I watched too much of your content before until that day I raided you, and I realized, wow, you have a really strong Irish accent, which makes sense considering your name, but I just thought it was kind of funny. How was your stream? Hello there, Bong Bong from the Records. How was the game? I assume you're still doing like UAF shenanigans or SBR stuff, right? It's hell. Ah, that sounds about right. That's Star Sector for you. How's Strim? Well, we're surviving. We're expanding our defenses real quick and adding more and more turrets to keep ourselves protected. Hello there, Kansoku Nihao. I am not Chinese, but hello anyways. If I'm sniffling, I apologize. It's starting to get to allergy season, which means it's about time that I'm going to start getting sniffly. Not fun, but it's an unfortunate reality that I must live with. Oh, I can't even put the turret over, that's fine. We're expanding our defenses real quick in our wonderful little cross-punk themed colony. It is very cold at -54 centigrade outside, and well, it's not really warm for anyone, and we're trying to find a way to expand our housing options as well, because boy, gee, there's not enough houses here. You need a CPU, then you can play without using an iGPU? Wait, I thought you already got the GPU, right? Are you just missing a CPU for your computer? I remember you were mentioning that a bit ago. How's that going? You're just missing the CPU now? All right, well, I hope you can get your CPU so you can join the realm of actual people playing games on their PC and not being one of those people that are unable to enjoy PC gaming. Okay, I need to make this like the correct size. Okay, I must be pressing a button wrong. Okay, I don't know why. So fun fact, did you know pressing minus makes this bigger, but pressing plus makes this smaller? I don't know who thought this was okay. I swear it's not my fault, because I know someone's gonna be like, is this your fault? Did you mess up a button? No, I'm pretty sure I didn't mess any buttons up. Okay, so we're gonna add some... So I don't know what happened, but when I press... So with this tool that I use for, I think, designator shapes, if I press minus on my keyboard... Wait. It's not doing it anymore. I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's not happening anymore. I give up. I didn't do anything. I swear I didn't do anything wrong. It's the game. It's the game. Anyways, let's add some bedrooms here. All right, let's add some bedrooms. I have to let it go. It wasn't my fault. What do you mean? It wasn't. I didn't do anything. I wasn't the cause of the accident. All right, we're gonna add bathroom door here, bedroom door here, bedroom door here. I could probably add an additional hallway of bedrooms here, and it probably would look okay. Yeah, let's do that. So we can add probably another bedroom over here. Ooh, that'd be a really small bedroom here. Maybe this could be like a one-person bedroom. I don't really know how I want to design this. I'm literally just going with vibes. This entire design is just vibes based. Okay, because now you can't access this bedroom, so you have to have a door that goes down here. All right, that's fine. We'll make this. I'll make this work somehow. Oh wait, I know what I can do here. Hold on. I know how I can do this. What we'll do is I'm gonna put the door here. Actually, no. Put the door right around here. Can this? Put a door wall. Yeah, exactly. I'm vibe designing a colony, similar to how some people vibe code their Rimworld mods. That entire thing was so funny to read. The Ryzen 5 9800X. I mean, whatever you think is appropriate for what you need. I personally use an Intel, but I haven't bothered switching to AMD mostly because I can't be bothered to, and I'm fairly comfortable with what I have. I also can't afford to upgrade my PC right now, so whatever I have is what I have. Get these guys back here. They're almost here. All right. Oh yeah, you don't know this, but Rimworld is suffering from a deluge of, for lack of better words, vibe-coded mods that have been kind of plaguing the workshop as of late. And a lot of them are whatever, but then there's a lot of them that are just actively bad and will cause your PC and your game, well, just will cause your game to have a bajillion problems. And so it's generally recommended you try to avoid a lot of the vibe-coded mods as much as possible. I'm not an expert on the topic, but there's a certain someone who is better discussing it than I am, but they've complained about it enough, so I'm not going to bring it up. Hello, Steve. How are you? Oh, look at this. We're making cotton. That's right. We can turn this beautiful fibers into glorious cotton. I love to see it. Also, we have a lot of tea leaves that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with now. I'm probably going to store tea leaves here just so we have storage. Yeah, because this thing is full of tea. Actually, way maxed out on tea now. Could also build an underground cellar, but I actually can't afford the materials to make a cellar, which is also hilarious. Oh, okay, gotcha. You're on the AM. Gotcha. So that's why you're switching to Linux. I mean, that's fair. You're gonna be a Linux person instead of a Windows. You don't want to sell Microsoft. You don't want to sell Daddy Gates your information so they can use it to train their AI machinations. You don't want to give a poor, defenseless company your information. I need to stop. 20. How much plasteel do I have? I got 1305 plasteel. I'm not sure if that's enough. This thing is not able to hunt down plasteel, right? I think if I get the other pulse drill, maybe. Pulse drill 2 occasionally finds plasteel, but not a lot. And it will never draw insects. Okay. And will never produce stone either, so that's actually not a bad idea if we can get our hands on it, but plasteel is still really hard to find. I'd be Intel that latest. I don't. Yeah, Intel's latest offerings are really bad, so that's why I hate it. So it's too smart. Keeps crashing in Linux. I feel like a lot of multiplayer games just kind of have issues in Linux sometimes. The reason I'm also on Windows is there's certain games I play that I like a lot, but are only available on, well, only available on Windows, unfortunately. Notably, I play Battlefield by a lot, so I have to kind of stick to using Windows because they don't support Linux or Proton because of their whole anti-cheat whatever. Hello, Comrade Chica, how are you? How goes it in the database? Should we upgrade to better beds now, or should we keep using these basic beds? Let me think. So I have 18 colonists, so if I do the math right now, 18 times 20 is 360 plasteel. That's a lot of plasteel, and there's not any more on the map either. 360 plasteel. I think everyone can just get by with a standard bed, right? Probably. Let's do that. Let's just do standard beds. If we ever get more materials, we can always upgrade later, but for now, based on what I have available to me, this is perfectly reasonable. I'll put this here. Good. That opening song is so good. Not Linux, so that's strategy. I mean, that's fair. Like, some people just want to use Linux, and some people just want to use Windows. I am comfortable using Windows, but I basically am stuck on Windows 10 forever because I'm not going to switch to whatever abomination they're trying to do with Windows. What is it? What is the number now? 11? Yeah, I'm not touching that. I refuse to touch Windows 11. I will be on 10 until the day I die or until they make a better operating system. Take your pick, whichever one happens first. My guess is that neither of them will happen, and I will be stuck on this for a very, very long time, if not forever. It's too hard to get used to. I mean, that's fair, because I know you also do like a lot of tech stuff that basically you were born with Linux in hand, so I understand why you would be more of a Linux person, Chica. Don't worry, I get it. Everyone's situation's a little different. I grew up with Windows. I'm going to be basically on Windows forever, and that's perfectly fine, I think. This rice is actually growing fairly quickly. Do we have enough soup? We do. Okay. I need to figure out why everyone's still sad. Oh, right. I need to get Havel that jaw. Did we make the bionic jaw yet? Yes. Okay, so get Havel the bionic jaw. Who else is missing parts and sad? I can't really deal with frailty due to age, which is kind of an issue. Ray is sad because why? Pain. Alright, so see if we can swap out Ray's leg. I didn't make any spare legs, did I? Alright, we gotta make more legs. I feel like 3 of these. Just have a stockpile of spare legs to go. It's better for programming because the tool's there. I mean, that's fair too. I don't do programming myself, so you have to remember, like, I am basically the consumer, right? I need my device to simply function. I am not one who needs like hyper-specific options. Like, I do know how to use some Linux. I have a server at home that exists. No, like, legitimately, I have a server at home, but it uses Unraid, which is also, you know, designed to be easy to use, and it mostly exists so I can have all of my media in one place, and then I can access my media from my phone remotely, so I can watch my TV shows and movies and my animus at range. It's a pretty handy function to have, honestly. I do not play that much League. I will say that much. I do my best to avoid playing that much League of Legends because I know I'm going to get flack for it. And also, there's other games that are probably a little better to play. Also, I just realized they got here and I should probably bring them back inside. How long have they been inside here? Okay, why don't we let them out? Why don't you guys get out and go get food before you die? I'll have Z-Opposer drive this vehicle. And we'll have Z-Opposer kind of park it right here. Okay. You want to keep? You want to open up your PC and play slow games to relax after? I don't know. You should stand there. I mean, that's you might want to just play games that make you less angry. That might be the better solution, honestly. Remember, a game can only make you as mad as you're willing to let it make you be mad. So if it makes you too mad, just play something else. It's kind of how I feel about a lot of games now, where if I am not actively enjoying it, I'm just gonna play something else because it's not worth wasting my time getting angry all the time. Also, we're gonna install the hyper burn chamber now, which will require more arc components, which we do have, thankfully. Then we can hopefully open this up and we can just park this bad boy right in there. I am not doing great. Okay, so I've mentioned this before. Greg Tech New Horizons is the type of mod I would have played if I was in college and I had way more free time than I had. But because I am a fully functioning working adult who not only has a job, a wife, and a second career as a VTuber streamer, it is kind of hard to find time to play things like Greg Tech New Horizons. Like a Minecraft mod pack that requires that much time commitment is just something I don't have time for. Little sad to say it like that, but it's the unfortunate truth. You know, you only have so much time, and I definitely don't have time to be playing that type of thing all day. Ask me if I was in college, I would. I'm not in college anymore. Linux supposedly has 6% market share, which is kind of crazy. It's gonna get even higher too when you think about it, because I think a lot of Linux is using very similar interfaces to Windows nowadays, right? At least a lot of the more popular distros. And I know France and I think the EU announced that they were going to try to move away from Windows and move their entire thing to like Linux-based operating systems, like their whole government IT infrastructure. So we could see a lot more Linux adoption in the EU, especially as everyone's trying to get away from microslop. So makes sense. Gonna increase if Steam finally releases the GameCube. We're gonna see the GameCube soon. They announced the Steam controller. By the way, this is my personal opinion, but after I saw the Steam controller and after using the Steam Deck, which is basically a Steam controller with a computer built inside of it, I would totally buy a Steam controller for my PC. I'm legitimately considering it if it wasn't $100. If it was if it was like maybe 70, I could really justify it, but 100 is a lot of money. Canada has it worse. Apparently that thing is 150 Canadian at the current exchange rate. It should realistically be about 135, 140 Canadian, but they're like, no, it's 150 Canadian. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and that's not even including your taxes. I'm like, oh. But yeah, I like the Steam controller. You never think about it until you realize how much you use the trackpad on a Steam Deck. That you realize, why don't all controllers that are PC-centric have a trackpad? Like, you'd be surprised at how insanely useful it is. Now, the PlayStation 4 controller has it too. I never used the PS5. I completely skipped the PS5. So, it's not available in your region because it's not for sale yet. It's not for sale till the 4th. You got time. Maybe you'll get lucky and it'll be available, but it's not for sale yet for you. Okay, here we go. So to upgrade this to the adaptive fuel generator, we need to activate power surge 3 times. Okay, vaporize half of the remaining fuel to create a surge of power, refilling the batteries at a significant cost of 25% maintenance reduction. Disable temporarily disabled nearby electronics. How? What? I have to do this 3 times? I don't want to do that. That sounds awful. Let's save the game. I want to see what this does. Oh, okay. It literally does just AoE stun everything nearby for a bit and then just charge your batteries up. That's weird. What a weird thing to have. All right, and then 15-day cooldown. So I have to wait 45 days essentially before I can do this enough times. I will drink. Worry not. I have a nice, beautiful bottle of Gatorade. I'm drinking Gatorade because I have to replenish my I have to replenish my electrolytes because I was having some I lost a bunch of it this morning. I'll say that much. That's all I'm gonna say. So this is fine. Worry not. Okay, here's our new set of beds. This is 4 beds. Oh look, there are 4 beds here, so we're just gonna get rid of all 4 of these. And then these people can finally live in proper warm housing. I think if I did this correctly, this should all be warmed up. And then I'm gonna put some bathrooms here. We do have some beautiful smart toilets now, so embrace the future of comfort. Embrace super toilets, which is gonna be super weird. Actually, some of these need replacement too. I just realized there's a bunch of latrines here. These should be replaced with smart toilets as well. And then I gotta start putting in nicer floors. I think the other thing I was looking for was I didn't know what flooring I wanted to put for the bathrooms. I could do slate tile. Like a slate mosaic would probably be okay. Probably looks at least a little different. Add some visual flair. In fact, I might do that, yeah. I think every bathroom will use a slate. I was gonna do concrete, but we have so much concrete all over the colony anyways. I want to at least have a bit of visual differentiation. That's right, because the only thing that matters in Rimworld is your aesthetics, and right now I care about aesthetics. Yeah, so don't worry, I'm drinking. I got my liquid. So anyways, I'm debating if I'm gonna get the Steam controller. Obviously it's gonna cost some cash, so we'll see. There's the marriage ceremony here keeps breaking in half. I don't know why. Let's see if this actually went through. Did I see the Roshideri Isekai? No, wait, there's a Roshideri Isekai? Why? Is this a spin-off? The hero Alia sometimes hides her feel. Okay, okay, so it's literally the same characters, but now they're in another world. But why? I guess why? It's not gonna have stickers making it cheaper than alternative ones in the long run. I mean, that's true, because they're using the Hall effect things. Send a panel and memes. Alright, let me take a look at the memes channel. What are you sending? Oh, it's a manga? Alright, I guess I'll read this. I guess I will read this because I am a consumer of isekai slop garbage. That's right, I am the prime target for this type of content. It's just a horrifying thing to say, but it's true. Steve has an inspiration for art, but Steve is a child and cannot actually do artwork, so that's a little unfortunate. We gotta get Ranu educated with a gun at some point. Okay, so this one here is going to store all the uranium. By the way, we have a lot of cotton now, you might have noticed. Did we learn how to make carpets yet? Amazing. I forgot to research carpets. I think. Yeah, let's I'm gonna put carpet making in the front real quick. That should probably be the #1 thing we figure out how to make. I would like carpets all over the floor, please. Yes, make it happen. You know, I also might want a second research bench here. Yeah, I can put a second. I think we can afford this. We'll put a second. I'm trying to figure out why this is designed like this. Hold on, why is this set up like this? Okay. Okay, so this should go down here, and then these tiles should be stripped out, and then that will make it look the same? Yeah. We should paint the walls, actually. It's not a bad idea. We should embrace painting the walls. So let's put one of these bad boys here. We already have the fact we could put an ENIAC. Oh, can I fit an ENIAC? What if I don't put that there? What if I put the ENIAC here? So the ENIAC would cost... So this thing will eat up 10,000 watts of electricity a day, I think. If I recall correctly. But it will generate a lot of extra research. Okay, here we go. So this will consume 5,000 watts of electricity, 800 steel, 18 components, and it will add a lot of extra research speed. I could just slap one down here. Should be fine. Yes, exactly, like the computer from that time period. It's just a cool thing that we can... I could just put it here, actually. Oh, wait, and then if I take this, I could... Oh, this actually is a little better. You know what? I like this. This looks a lot nicer. Oh, so I can put down an antenna tower, which, you know, it just mostly looks nice. You know what? Oh, you know what? I think this tower... I don't think it actually does anything super important, but it looks nice. There's a mechanoid command relay. It's 500 watts of electricity per... Okay, that is a lot of power, though. This thing is actually... We actually don't have enough spare power. I might need additional... I think we might need more advanced solar gens. The fact that this is a 40 plasteel each is a little annoying. But yeah, it's basically the ENIAC from, yes, that ancient timeline of older computers that exist. But in the industrial era, it does help us rapidly expand our production as needed. So, anyways, yeah, I'm a consumer of isekai slop, so that's fine. I complain a lot about isekai, even though I read it. I don't know why. Something about it is just so enjoyable because it's just so dumb half the time, and I don't know. Something about it just appeals. It's like reading on their wacky adventures. Like I still think Konosuba is really good content, even though a lot of people are like, Konosuba is problematic or stupid or dumb. I'm like, no, it's funny. Shut up. Like, let me enjoy my stupid media. I'm allowed to have fun. Let me have fun, dang it. Do I have an office chair? Oh, wait, here. An ergonomic chair. Wait, don't we have one from Eccentric? Pilot, a smart chair. We'll put a smart chair here. Yeah, I'm of the opinion of just let me have fun. Let me enjoy my garbage. All right? I'm allowed to have fun. Okay. So these will consume basically a good chunk of our steel. Thankfully, we have so much steel that I literally don't know what to do with all of the steel. So this is just a good way to sink in all that excess and get rid of it. I also probably should do something with this crypto sleep casket because I still don't know what's in here. There's probably a person. Oh, right. I forgot I was going to make this like a better bathroom. There's like a single bathroom here. I guess for now we can put in a wash basin. Probably put a second bathroom in here, honestly. Man, remember when I used to play with thirst enabled? We should play Rimworld with thirst enabled again. I'm sure this will not cause any problems in the future whatsoever. I'm sure that will not be a problem and will not cause a bajillion problems down the line, and I will regret very quickly. Let's see. So we're building out the expanded walls, which is great. Let's cancel this one here. There's so much isekai that's kind of hard to avoid. You enjoy the ones this season about the red-haired villainess. Which one are you talking about? I've seen a lot of villainous ones because Ray has mentioned a bunch of them to me. Because she likes reading a lot of webtoons, and so she'll be like, look at this webtoon, and I'll be like, I don't know what's going on, but all right. You may hate on some things, but someone enjoys stuff you think is trash, and you also have to move on. Exactly. Some people just enjoy trash. Use AI, but most of the case, I think AI translation is fine. AI translation is one of those things where I think AI actually can be useful. The main thing is you're not going to get all the nuances and context of the thing that you're translating, but I think it's perfectly fine to just like, if you need to translate something, just use AI. Like, who cares? It's a very valid use case. Just understand that, you know, you're gonna need to double check. But I mean, Google Translate has existed forever. The same concept, really. Just don't call it like a definitive translation. It's basically just you need to understand what this thing is saying. Just translate it now. And if you need more context, then maybe ask someone to translate it properly. Exactly. Like, don't be using it to like translate manga. I've seen a lot of manga nowadays, like on Scanlation websites that are not really like the public release like the normal manga, but there's some content out there that uses a lot of machine translation. And you can tell it's MTL because it's super awkward, and they're just kind of translating text and putting it into the bubble without the context of what's being said. And I think that's a huge problem because you can tell that, you know, where it says you, it really means me because it's losing the context of who's speaking and things like that. So you need to actually have someone like understand like what the heck you're reading. Observation log of my fiance calls herself the villainess. Is there 3 fiancés? I might need to give this a watch or read. Imagine a versus isekai where a fantasy character gets isekai in the real world. I swear I've seen that happen. Also hi Dayashi. Also hi Ishi. How are you? Yeah, every time I open up, by the way, hi Ishi. Every time I open up Say's stream, I don't know. Every time he draws something, I swear the assets get bigger and bigger and bigger every single time. I swear Lime's assets, whenever Say draws them, it just gets comically larger every time. And I'm like, I've seen Lime's model. It's not that well endowed, but Say sure likes to draw it like it's well endowed, and it's hilarious. I think it's funny. More power to Say, I guess. He's I don't know how to describe it. Good on him, I guess. I just realized I don't like how the standing lamp looks. This looks really ugly. It's the Lime's buff, yeah. Oh yeah, he, she definitely, yeah, pronouns get mixed up a lot too, which you can definitely tell machines screw. Okay, to be fair, I've seen a lot of real people also screw up pronouns. It's very easy to mess up he, she, and stuff like that, so I'm not terribly surprised. Oh, there's a chocolate syrup that's arrived. I don't know what we're gonna do with that chocolate syrup, but we can do something with it. But yeah, I like isekai. Like I said, it's good garbage. I don't know, something about it is fun, and I usually like reading the ones that have like cute characters, especially for, like in terms of manga. And usually, like I complain a lot about what's the word? I complain a lot about isekai and RPG. Oh, lit RPG, I think is the one I complain about a ton. But I do still consume lit RPG content because it can be fun if there's like a fun gimmick. Like I remember reading one where it's like, oh, the main character becomes the dungeon core and if the dungeon dies, so does he. So he has to protect the dungeon at all costs. And I'm like, okay, I can see how this pans out. Oh, and then it just turns into like when the power scaling gets a little out of whack very quickly. Another reason you like the anime is because how they're doing character and line art. Do you think it's someone who took it? Okay, let me see who's voicing in this. Is there anyone I know in here? I don't know any of the new VAs anymore. Every time I look at like who's VAing stuff, I'm just like, I don't know most of these names. Like, whatever happened to Hanakana and Kugirie? Did they just stop? I know Hanakana's super popular in China for some reason. Let's see, has she voiced anything? She's still active? Okay. I also don't watch a lot of anime nowadays. Jujutsu Kaisen. Maybe one of these days I'll watch that. I can't be bothered to. All right, have a good night, Bong Bong. Oh, Steve grew up. All right, Steve, congratulations. You're now 7 years old. All right, what are we gonna give you? Medical or animals? Okay, so unfortunately, let's see. So why don't we give you medical passion? You can't do it right now because you're too young. And then we're gonna give you fast learner. So why can't you do medical? You'd be allowed to do medical, right? Okay, I think it's because you're still a child. So once you become older, you can start doing medical work, which makes sense. But yeah, Kugiri I don't think has done much in quite some time. Or at least nothing major that I can tell. But you know what's really funny? I still think it's very interesting that a lot of her roles are still so prominent to this day that people still talk about them. Like, I saw the other day, like, Toradora, Taiga's still getting, like, new figures to, like, really high quality figures to this day. I thought that was kind of interesting. So that's it's kind of neat to kind of pay attention to whenever, although I was like, wow, this is a very expensive figure. I don't buy anime figures anymore because I don't really got space to put more anime figures, and I already have a lot of stuff, and most of my money is going towards camera shenanigans, which is also painfully expensive. Although maybe I should get into anime figure photography, which is its own subgenre of photography. Very cool stuff. What else have I read? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to like think of anything I've read recently, and a lot of it is also just, you know, silly drama type shenanigans, and occasionally I'll read something super masculine like Kengan Omega, which is its own category of insanity. But yeah, a lot of stuff is just like I used to read a lot of rom-coms. I think I remember a long time ago when I was in high school and early college, rom-coms were my it was like my vice, I guess. I loved reading stupid rom-coms, and a lot of them were harem slop. And then nowadays I'm just like, I don't really want to read this anymore. I don't know if Ray can continue the grind. Okay, is everyone happy? Oh, our colonists are very happy now. Great. So the Shrine of Ages is disrespected. Why? What makes this disrespected? Is there a way to tell what makes it disrespected? What is the room requirements? I never remember what you need for this. Oh, you need the pillars, I think. That's right. I think for this you need pillars. Yeah, columns, I think they're called. So probably just put one. You need 4, so I can probably just put 6 and that should be fine. More than enough to keep him happy. Too much grind? It's okay. The mount will come back in the future, I'm pretty sure. So don't feel like you will never see that mount ever again. It'll come back eventually at some point, probably. Okay, so I have to wait 12 days before we can do another, before we can vaporize half of the power for their. It's a very weird mod, I'll say that much. What a very strange mod adventure this is requiring us. By the way, look at our ENIAC. So this thing consumes a lot of power, but it improves our research speed significantly, like hilariously high. Now we should probably add some nice flooring here. Why don't we add some sterile tile? I think we have enough silver for this. Yeah, there we go. No. If Ray doesn't want to grind, she should not be forced to grind. Grinding is difficult. Okay, so the person we rescued named Blood, or Bud. since he's not assigned anyone right now, I'm gonna make them focus strictly on cleaning. I think their whole colony goal should just be make sure the colony is clean. You're a high mate, but you know what? It's time for you to ensure that everything is pretty. Also, now that we have all this cotton, we're gonna use this to put carpet. So what kind of floor color should we give to everyone? I guess fine carpet is fine. Would fine carpet be okay? Beautiful to look at, but is a labor... Cleaning it is labor intensive. Okay, well, maybe we just do standard carpet. Apparently, cleaning carpet in general is just very laborious. I guess because you have to pull out... I guess it's because you have to pull out a vacuum cleaner. 67 work to build versus 14. 4 beauty versus... I think the 2 beauty is fine. Alright, so why don't we do... The bedrooms can have a nice... I would do brown, I guess, is fine. Like a light brown carpet. That might be fine. Yeah, I guess we'll just do light brown. That's probably okay. Every bedroom gets the same color because it is way easier for me to identify what's what. There we go. Perfect. That's gonna look hopefully decent, I guess. Here we go. Your name and the heel. All right, here's what I'm gonna do with these two. I'm going to try to make them try for baby, and let's see if we can get more children in the colony. I wonder if half manga's getting TLs right now will ever get past 30 chapters. Why? Is it because you mean because of manga decks causing a bajillion issues, or because translations are just getting a little iffier or more difficult or something? I don't know. I've seen some interesting translation discussions as of late. I saw that one game. What is it called? Something Yamato, whatever it was called. I saw it and people were like getting really mad about the translation. So I looked up like what the translation actually looked like, and I was like, wow, that is, yeah, the rhythm game. And I looked at the translation and I was like, wow, that is not at all what the original text. Yeah, it was so weird. Someone studying voltage and current spill table and hinge circuits are odd. Or you think getting poked at remodeling? Trying to brain out and you can sleep an hour. Well, at least you can get some sleep soon. Hopefully you get some nice rest and you can relax and enjoy. Oh, I assume it bothered you a lot when you were reading it then. Oh, we dug too deep. Okay, that's what I was anticipating. All right, let's just get a few people here ready to protect our area. I don't have a lot of ways to handle this, so whoever's here, if you got a gun, shoot down the bugs. We're gonna go for the turrets first, which is fine. We knew this was gonna happen. I forgot to set this up with the correct bullet. Okay. Okay, I think we're friendly firing, which is also kind of annoying. Okay, I think our security system seems to be working fine. All right, that actually went pretty well. So let's go terminate the rest of the bugs. And yeah, that actually went super well. All right, then you can execute that one. So at the very least, we can handle any of the bug infestations that are minor problems. There's still one more bug here that's alive. Perfect. Okay, so we'll have some beautiful... Actually, what we'll do also is I want to make kibble. Do this forever, but only make it out of... insect meat and rice should be fine. And then I need to make sure that we're not making lavish meals with insects. I think it's the insect meal one. I don't want to disable that one. That's fine. But yeah, translation tools are very interesting. I need to brush up on my Japanese. Like I've been trying to brush it up on it again recently, and I'm getting okay at it again because I have a trip in Japan coming up in October, so I want to make sure I'm ready. And I'm like, wow, I am really bad at this. You have a prosthetic leg. Also, you have a bunch of brain scars, which you got to get rid of because unfortunately the heel stabbed you a couple times. So eventually we'll hopefully cure your brain injury, but it's gonna be some time. Anyways, I think we got to ray that new leg. Look at the discussion about more you're not 100% translation we're totally incompetent or not. I don't know. It's not my position to really judge because one, I'm not really playing the game. But I just saw so many people like getting up in arms about the translation, and I was like, okay, this is clearly something significant. Like, what is actually happening here? No pain, mangled eye. Other protection. Okay, so who else needs parts? Is anyone like in significant pain? Okay, so we need new noses and eyes. Okay, let's. How many? What do I have? Legs. Okay, let's make some eyes. Need a couple eyes, anyways. The main issue again is I do not have infinite plasteel, so I do need to figure out where I'm gonna get more plasteel in the future. Stick you in your luggage. I cannot stick you in my luggage, unfortunately. My luggage is very limited in space for only the most important of things, like whatever I end up buying. Oh, there we go. This area looks a little cleaner. Look at that. Our cotton is growing. We have tea for days. We have all sorts of consumables. Oh, by the way, I want to make sure. Is all of our colonists eating tea? I don't think they are. Hold on. What am I going to do? New requirement for all comrades who are on the no... except for everyone who's on the no drug policy. Garden tea. I can find it. Must be consumed every day, twice a day. It will keep you happy, I think, because I don't think pawns can get addicted to tea, right? Yeah, see, that's the issue with the FYP page on Twitter and social media in general, because it shows you things that it thinks you're going to engage with, and a lot of times those things are just things that are going to get you mad, unfortunately. So you have to do a really good job of just trying your best to ignore it, because you just know it's designed to make you mad. So I understand. You just gotta fight it off. Gotta ignore it. I guess we just put slate wardrobes. We have a lot of slate hanging around. Yeah, this is fine. We have enough space for this. I'll just fit these wherever I can find space to fit a wardrobe. Like that. Everyone gets a wardrobe. Everyone gets spaces for their clothes and whatnot, if there is in fact space in their bedrooms. If there's no space in their bedroom, then they're not getting a wardrobe. Okay, that's fine. Like, these rooms don't have space for a wardrobe, but this one does. And that should be okay. Okay, so hopefully we can get all this built out now that we have like our metric ton of steel. We need more silver, so hopefully we can find trader at some point. You're getting Facebook ads for the Philippine Fire Agency Academy. Color you confused more than anything. You don't live in the Philippines, do you? Is it time to become a firefighter and fight off and join the ranks of the Philippine Fire Force? Okay. Speaking of Philippines, I really want some Filipino food. Like, I've been craving more Filipino food as of late. It's not healthy, but... Oh, speaking of food, I went to Jollibee last week and got that stupid Final Fantasy 14 meal. Oh my god, that thing is expensive. A one-person Final Fantasy 14 meal is like $25. I'm like, why? It's one piece of chicken, one chicken sandwich, one side, and a drink, and I guess a peach mango pie. That should not be $25. It is basically a grab bag of various Jollibee dishes that you can just be like, oh, this is what people who've never been to Jollibee would probably try out if they've never been to Jollibee before. And it just made no sense. I was like, this is insanely pricey. Was it good? It still tasted good. But boy, it's like $25 just so I could get Ray the eat chicken emote was definitely a price I was not expecting to pay. But alas, I did it anyways because it tasted good. Ah, here we go. The McLoving is beginning. All right. Let's get Nahil pregnant. That sounds really weird without any context. Let's get Nahil a nose and a... We get a new nose. I guess we can make a standard artificial. Do I have a better nose option? There's no bionic noses available. We got Havel that jaw already, right? Let me make sure I got Havel that jaw. Yes, Havel's got a bionic jaw. Havel can finally function properly again. It's a US base. You know what? That's fine, because you know what? There's a lot of Filipinos in the military. They want their... They need their food, too. They need access to their home fan favorites. Should I just make another hot box room? I'm debating. God, the fact that I don't have infinite plasteel is actually going to be the part that kills me, because I don't know how much I have left. 896. Where is my 800? Oh, it's in here. There is at least a decent amount here that we at least grab. At least let's add that to our stockpile. And up here, also more up here as well. If anything, this colony is doing pretty well. The main issue is trying to power surge this constantly. It's kind of a nightmare and a hassle. When does the next quest trigger? Quest chain. Okay. So, the arc site will trigger in 9 days. The nuclear one, the geothermal one, is in 14 days. So at least that gives us options. You can also get a shortened barrel. I don't really care about getting a shortened barrel. Who cares about that? That's nothing. That's worthless. Alright, let's do a celebration. Yes, come together, our brave congregants, as we listen in to the joys of our existence, and as we continue to vibe and live. Okay, I do need to use the restroom because I've been like yapping nonstop for God knows how long, like 2 hours now. Let me go do that real quick. All right, as soon as this one concludes. All right, perfect. Oh, you know what we need? We need mortars too. Oh, a wanderer joins. All right, come on in. I'm not gonna say no to a wanderer. Their name is Svetlana Stark. All right. Sure. All right. Well, hopefully she can make it here and she can get her brand new, I don't know, whatever clothes we have available. There's a fresh parka. Maybe. I don't know how many parkas we have hanging around. Look like another one. All right. I'll be right back. You can gawk at this part of the colony. I'll be right back. Shoot, I forgot to unmute myself. Hello, I'm back. Isn't that crazy? I need to stop remembering to unmute my thing. My muting thing is like on 3 different, like I have so many different ways to mute myself, and I always forget which one I do whenever I do it. Usually, I just press a funny button that I have on my audio interface. And then sometimes I forget that, like, oh yes, I need to actually turn this on to be able to hear things. Anyways, look at our beautiful colony. Isn't this great? My circular colony is actually turning out pretty good. I'm almost tempted to add an extra ring to this, but I don't think it's necessary anymore to add. I think I might add 1 more ring later on for security purposes, but I think for now, this beautiful circular thing is quite nice. I do need to crack this thing open. So once it's the next day, we're going to go in here, and we're going to see what's actually in this crypto sleep casket. By the way, look at how beautiful this colony is. Isn't it great? Everyone's got food, everyone's happy. The only minor thing is people get mad that they're eating without a table for some unholy reason, despite the fact that tables exist everywhere in the colony. In fact, this colony is getting pretty high tech, all things considered. We've survived all sorts of trials and tribulations. I think what I'm going to do is this colony will end when we complete the, I think the, what's it called? The geothermal plot line. I don't really want to do a uranium generator, and I don't really want, we could try to go to the end of the chem fuel generator, but the geothermal one is the one I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see how that pans out. The main thing is, will we have enough resources, and then what is the next theme gonna be after this one? I am kind of thinking about doing a robot-themed colony or a ratkin-themed colony at some point, mostly because everyone always talks about the ratkin, and I think I played with the ratkin like exactly twice. And that's when we were playing Starter Town. So I am vaguely curious to see what's up with the ratkin nowadays, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Also, hello, Drunken Wayfarer. Welcome aboard. There's a very angry moose hanging around here, which will thankfully explode, thanks to the fact that we have multiple turrets that are just ready to shoot it down. This turret's not very accurate. At all. Alright, there we go. It did it. It did its job. I love Ratkin. They're even an Ellen now. I've seen, like, I guess they upgraded to 1.6, and people are on Twitter, on the subreddit, and the workshop were like, oh my god, finally. So I'm like, everyone loves the Ratkin, but I looked at it and I'm like, it seems like okay, but I don't know if it's something I really want to play myself. But I remember it was being mentioned to me, I think Alana was mentioning how it's like, oh, you better be ready because they have like very low HP and they're gonna fold in half like a wet paper noodle. I'm like, oh, yeah, probably. What do you mean they're an Ellen? I want to play Ellen. Let's, oh, this one, yeah, that's right. The successor to Alona. The one where you can do whatever you want as long as you, whatever you're doing is within the confines of the game, right? Maybe one day I'll play a game like that. There's like so many games, but like I said, I'm playing vampire crawlers for the most part because I am a addict to that genre of game. Okay, so we have enough everything for now. Everything else isn't worth writing about. I just know that they have a lot of like sub mods and whatnot. What if we do a Skaven colony? What if we're just playing with the Skaven mods and we're like, ah, yes, it's time for us to go commit crimes in the name of the Great Horned One. I'm just trying to do a colony run that's not just another spacefaring run. I enjoy building a spaceship, but I'm like, I need to do other things in this game that's not just making more spaceships and making bigger spaceships. We need variety. I need new things to do. Give me 1 second. So that's kind of why I'm like, all right, what am I actually planning on trying out? I think we're actually not able to make any more poop fuel, by the way, I'm noticing, because we're not generating enough eco sludge anymore, which is kind of annoying. Ah, a toxic drone making all the women in the colony angry. Great. That's annoying. Minus 30, good lordy. So all the youngins are happy. Some mods that spend on crazy, but you know how much the algorithm will flesh out themselves. I don't know either. That's the thing. I don't play with a lot of with different race mods because you have to remember I prefer my Rimworld to be very much aligned with normal humanity type things. And while there is some joy to be had with alternate race mods, that's why I don't even play with a lot of different xenotypes. Like I keep everything, it's human. It's just baseline human. Very rarely will I be like, yeah, I want to play with, you know, the Impids or the Yitakin or any of those other ones. I'm like, I don't care enough. I like just being boring humans. But again, that's kind of my personal opinion on the topic. Some people might be like, no, you should embrace all these other weird ones. Like, I don't want to, though. Also, I'm going to pour some concrete in this area here. So these main hallways will have a little bit of concrete. So at least there's some variety of the flooring. It's just plain white concrete, but that's okay, because we'll make it look a little nicer. I'm almost tempted to put a security door here. If I put a security door here, well, it'd be a very thick door. It is slow to open, but it is very, very strong. Tempting as it is, maybe we don't do that. It is very tempting, though, just to slap it down. Thankfully, our builders are building very quickly. Look at all that concrete. Then we can get all this slammed out. So here's the thing. So I think the problem is that a lot of our pawns, the nearest table is actually a little too far from them because all the tables are centralized. So what I should actually be doing is putting tables kind of scattered around. And that's kind of the reason why I have this area built like this. I wanted to put small, like, dining tables in each of these housing areas. That way they can at least have meals easily accessible as long as they're carrying one in their inventory, which almost every single pawn should be. Also, this person who joined us is depressive. Oh my gosh, they're perpetually sad. And also, they don't have a parka. Maybe they should get a parka. Do I not have a spare parka? Here, you put this on. It's fine. Just wear it. You'll be comfortable. Let's make more parkas. I think if we just make a few more parkas, we should be fine. Cloth is okay. A lot of this. The biggest community igloo. It is a beautiful igloo. Look at this thing. All right. It's a wonderful place. In fact, I can put like a dining hall, a miniature dining hall here, and that would cover 4, maybe even 5, 6, 7 houses. And then each of these get their own small ones too. And then if they need a centralized dining area, look, right here, it exists. We should probably build a small library. Like, there's a lot of ways that we can kind of approach this to add extra value to the general design. But again, this whole design is kind of just vibe slapdash together, so it's not... Oh gosh, I'm making too much food. Oh, let's stop making soup. Yeah, let's stop making... I just realized we have way too much food now. It's like 54 sitting in there, so let's not do that for a bit. We'll let our rice stockpile regenerate, and I guess we'll just let this kind of exist for the time being. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Isn't it great? I love how it looks. All right, we're gonna go grab you. Zeopo's got a big old sword. Let's grab these guys. We'll grab Sun as well, and grab Kefir as well, in case it's a big old thingy. How much of so I haven't worked on it in quite some time, mostly because I'm lazy. I'm actually stuck. So I know what I need to do, but I'm kind of stuck at the point where I don't know how to design a ship. And so I was gonna take a look at the old ships that I had designed when we were playing Rimworld and try to use that as a basis, but I'm also just like lazy. So that's kind of the main problem. I'm like a very lazy individual. All right, so... Oh, okay, cool. It's just a dude named Max. All right, hello, Max. I guess you get to exist. Bye. He's gonna freeze to death, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna freeze to death, but you know what? He'll be fine, maybe. We'll get rid of the sleep casket, and we'll deconstruct all this other stuff. And now we have a spare room to do things with. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the Nekograd faction. It's really like I need... If I can get like a few ship designs, I can flesh out the rest in probably like 2 weeks. But until I get the ship designs and get them in the game, then that's kind of where I'm stuck at. It's kind of where I get stuck at a lot of things. Like anything where it comes with that requires graphical work, I feel like I'm not very good at, and so that's why I don't know what to do. Once I get past that part, though, then we're Gucci. We are very good to go after that. I'm gonna make a new thing strictly for tea leaves here because we have so much tea leaves. In fact, we might stop growing tea leaves for a bit because we have a little too much tea sitting around. I don't want to do that. I know it's easy to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna use it as a reference point. I don't want to as much as I can. Call it unnecessary pride or whatever you want to call it, but I do my best to avoid using AI anything in anything that I do. Nothing wrong if you want to use it. I guess there is things wrong if you want to use it, but for me, it's like I don't want to taint it you know, with that potential, like, oh, I used AI. Like, no, I strictly human designs is kind of my whole vibe. Yeah, like that's kind of my thing. Like, I want it to be human centric and human designed overall. Oh, we gotta increase our heating capacity. All right, we might need another heater. We're now using 6,000 units, and that is a lot. Okay, okay, so now what we're gonna do is we need to put in, what else are we missing here? We need more water, I think. Oh, here we go. Let's start adding the dining areas. I think what we should do, since we have spare materials, is we're gonna actually upgrade our tables. Yeah, we're gonna start upgrading our tables to be smart tables, which do the same function, but they're better. So we can add a small dining hall, like, you know, here, and then add like a TV or something. Give pawns like something to do. So we can add like a small dining area there. Maybe there too. I guess smart chairs are probably this chair for everyone now. Hello, Kev, how are you? And smarter? Yeah, it is the smarter. It's, for me, it's, I guess it's like the moral thing. I'm like, I don't want to have to rely on AI to do what I'm gonna do anyways. Just do it myself. The human touch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have messed around with AI tools before. I think everyone here probably has touched upon it like once or twice just to kind of see what you can pull off with it. And at the time when I was messing around with it, it was very, very janky. But nowadays what I've seen is like, it's very scary how good the stuff it puts out is. And yeah, it's kind of concerning in a way. Did I not make an organ printer? We did not. We don't even have organs research, do we? We don't. All right, that is unfortunate. We do need to get organs printed. Synthetic organs are down here, which is going to require surrogate synthetic. So, I mean, that shouldn't be too bad. TVs that work as strictly for. I mean, that's. So the thing is, I have tried AI tools for actual like work, like legitimate work. Yeah, like regular AI is one thing, Gen AI is the issue. That's a good point. That's a very good way to describe it. Like, there's a big difference. For me, like, I've tried to use actual like Microsoft Copilot in my workflows, and all I've learned is that Copilot sucks. I sat down like a week or two ago for a Copilot training seminar, and it was probably one of the it definitely was one of the things of all time that I had to sit through, and I would definitely not want to sit through ever again. Yeah, unfortunately, some of these things are just not very ideal. Also, I'm going to put a electric drug lab in here so we can start making drugs. Oh, it needs to be in a laboratory. Okay. Maybe we need to make another area. Oh, you know what? This area here might be a good drug lab right here. And then I don't know what I'll do with this, so I'll figure something out. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion that Copilot generally sucks. Now, maybe it's because I'm not using it correctly, which is a very valid interpretation of it too, but I also just don't find it fun. Like, I'm like, why would I use this when everything it does, I can just do myself? And it seems like it's faster and less wordy for me to just click a bunch of buttons than it is to try and tell Copilot, can you make a table with this information and then divide it like this, like this, like this? And I'm like, I could just plug in the formulas myself and be done in like way less time than it takes to type this. I'm reviewing some old chat logs. You had ChatGPT. Apparently, as a free user, you only get 3 responses a day now. Really? There's ads. Yeah, but you know why? Because they're not making money. The thing is, a lot of these AI tools were basically... Like, the reason they were so cheap and free to use is because they're basically burning through venture capital funds to function. And a lot of that money is starting to dry up now, right? And these things are expensive. And so you can't really keep using them forever. For free. They're gonna start charging it at some point, and it's about time that they probably started charging money. Just how it's supposed to be. Like, they were gonna charge money in one way or another, and it's just about that time that the venture capital funding is running out, and it's time to cough up dough. Some people use chat as a friend or therapy, like, guys. Some people just don't know how to talk to real people, and there can be an argument to be said that, like, maybe using a tool like ChatGPT to learn to talk to someone or to talk to someone might be fine, but the main issue is, again, a lot of these AI tools that, you know, chat programs are very much what's the term? It's they're sycophants. They basically tell you exactly what you want to hear all the time, regardless of what you might actually need to hear, whether or not like what you're trying to do is a bad idea or a good idea or anything of like that. They're charging money off chat, but for companies like paying for tokens. Isn't that like the common thing? Like, because I know Anthropic was charging money for corporations to use it. It's all token based, right? And like every prompt or something you do consumes X amount of tokens or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure how it works because, again, I'm not really in tune with a lot of AI stuff because it's not really a thing I have to interact with very often, thankfully. This is a very interesting design. At least we have proper housing now. Does everyone have a bed, or is someone bedless? Who's getting married? Is this working? I think the marriage worked, right? Please tell me that. Yep, fantastic. Okay. Sun and Zeoposer are getting married. Okay. The problem is that Zeoposer keeps breaking, and I don't know how this works. You know what I'm gonna do? I might just manually control this. Hold on. Okay, cancel the ceremony. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna manually control Sun and Zeoposer. How do I just oh, here we go, add relation. Okay. So Sun and Zeoposer are just gonna manually force the marriage so we don't have to keep dealing with the marriage thing. Okay, there we go. So that's solved. So now hopefully they are married and not gonna run into problems. Except Zeoposer apparently has a lover and a wife, which is also kind of interesting. So a little bit of two timing, I see. Interesting. We don't approve of polygamy in this colony. We can't afford polygamy in this colony. Everyone's gotta have one. That's all we can afford. Alright, Ranu should be growing up soonish. I don't know if we're gonna get a Ranu grown up today on today's stream. But yeah, AI is just it's a bit wacky. I use AI translation tools, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think my preferred translation tool is like DeepL, and I'm pretty sure that's one of those early AI translation tools that existed for quite some time. And I find it suits my needs, or when I can't be bothered to read certain kanji and I just want to, I see like, sometimes I'll see like a giant block of Japanese text and I'm like, I don't really want to go through the effort of trying to manually read this myself. I'm just going to plug it in here, call it a day, and just get an idea what it says. I know I need to practice a little more, because there's a couple of games that I've been wanting to play that I've been hearing about that have been on my mind, and I'm like, that seems interesting. Like, there's this... Oh, shoot, I did not mean to destroy that entire thing. Actually, no, that's fine. I want to break all that up. There has been this game that's been showing up on my feed recently that seems interesting enough that I might want to give it a shot. It was some game that came out way long time ago on the Dreamcast, and it's very similar to like a game where you try to take care of a person, like one of those living... Oh! That's the psychic droner. Is it on? Okay, so there's 2 centipedes, 5 pikemen. Okay, I don't know. This game just wants me to die at this point. Yeah, it's a lot of robots. It also is super annoying because there's a shield. Shield's down in 6 days. I need mortars. I think what we really need is we need mortars like yesterday, but the problem is I don't think I have the items needed to manufacture them. Yeah, we don't have reinforced barrels. The only way I can make a okay, so here's my solution. I think I have to build a lathe. I'm gonna set the lathe up over here. We're gonna automate the lathe at some point too, so just kind of plug it in. I don't know, this is fine. It's fine. And then I need to put down an automatic crafter, so we're gonna put down a Salmark Assembler 2. This requires a small, basic, and robot arm. Okay, so we need a small, basic robot arm. Small machine frame, basic AI chip, and robot arm. Should be easy enough to manufacture. And then we can automate making these barrels because we're gonna need a lot of them. And then I need to figure out how I'm gonna deal with this issue. Because quite frankly, I'm at a loss. Dumping EMPs would be ideal. Unfortunately, it is making all the men in the colony a little annoyed, but thankfully the men in the colony should be happy enough that they can ignore it. 22 is rough, yeah. They can generally be okay with it, but wow, that is annoying. You found an OCR tool for Linux that actually works for like Rikai-kun, but for the desktop? Oh, interesting. But it's Linux only, right? It sounds like. Dang. Need that for Windows. Or is Rikai-kun the Windows one? I'm forgetting now. I think that's an extension, right? Don't I have this extension? Oh, I do have this extension installed already. That's right, because I was using this before. Hiya, strange model. Hello, 14. Yeah, this is the high resolution model that I don't use too often. I think you always see the low res one. How are you, comrade? Yeah, that's right. This is the nice model that I paid lots of money for way back in the day. I think I've actually made my money back on the models now, which is kind of impressive considering I've been at this streaming thing for like 4 or 5 years now. So thank you for all of your continued support and letting me find a reason to keep being a streamer. It's fun being a streamer, I'll tell you what. Make you pop. Okay, let me see this. Universal OCR pop. Okay, I might need to download this then. That sounds really handy. Okay. There's a couple pieces of Japanese meat I need to consume over the next couple days. I've been meaning to watch that movie Exit 8. Okay, so this lathe can make a reinforced barrel. The only problem is this reinforced barrel consumes 1,500 units of work, which is why I'm trying to put down a mark assembler too. And then on top of that, I want to put down the storage thing that goes above it, like this workbench shelf here. And then I can just put steel on top of this and call it a day. So steel goes here, and then that should be fine. So let's get that slammed out. It should be hooked up to the power grid. And we can get that built out, and we can get this ripped through as fast as possible. Oh yeah, it was out on my personal media server. I'm not gonna tell you how it magically showed up there, but it magically showed up one day, and it's great. So I need to eventually get around to watching it when I'm not feeling lazy. God, I have way more kibble than I thought. We should probably stop making kibble. Where's the husky anyways? I don't know how I'm gonna approach this. Like, this is just a giant doom stack. I guess the solution is we can get some mortars quickly slammed out, and hopefully that'll be fine. Let's make like 4 of these barrels, and then let's haul in all this extra steel. I think should be okay. I think we have too much steel here anyways. We gotta haul that in. These are preferred. I think this one should be a little higher than preferred. I think this one is set to important, right? Critical. We'll make this one important. Okay, that should be fine. Let's get that hauled in here. All right, build me my thingy. I want my assembler. And then everyone else makes the other bits and baubles that we need. Perfect. Yeah, Exit 8 looks really fun. So I actually played Exit 8 on stream a long time ago. I don't think the VOD's anywhere, but I thought it was cute. I got it. You can finish the game in like an hour. But yeah, I saw the game came out, the movie, and I was like, ooh, I kind of want to see what this film is all about. I like watching movies. I've mentioned that before. I'm even one of those people that are willing to pay for a movie theater subscription pass, which sounds really dumb, but I promise it's actually a pretty solid use of money. I've gotten a lot of value out of it. I've seen like Kimetsu no Yaiba, whatever, the Infinity Castle, Mugen Castle, whatever you want to call it, came out, and then occasionally an anime film will show up. Special releases aren't on there, so, you know, TAD C or whatever you want to call that thing. Okay, please let me build. I need this last thing. So what do I need? A robotic arm, which Sun can slam out fairly quickly because this thing is quick. There we go. And then we can move that over there. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to have a builder. Let's say Ray, come over here and... Okay, good. She's building it. Because again, I got to deal with this at some point. I'm just trying to avoid it. Because I don't know what I'm going to do about these centipedes. What's the timer for this, too? 9 hours they will turn on. And we will never have allies or other random things walk in here to deal with it because the game just does not recognize that because it's too cold, so it'll only send mech events. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so please make my thing. It's just steel, right? Crafting 15 minimum. Is this not high enough? Oh, it's not good. It can't. Oh, the assembler's not smart enough. It doesn't know how to make a reinforced. You need 15 skill minimum to make a reinforced barrel. And this thing only has skill 12. It's not smart enough. The only way we could make it better is if we go through the research list and basically grab every technology that improves the crafting skill of this thing, and that seems a little annoying. Yeah. Wow, that sucks. Alright, we'll uninstall this for now then, and someone else can just manually do it for the time being. I need to make this the proper workshop. I've been meaning to make this a true workshop for some time. So let's do that. Let's also add another electric boiler, and yeah, look at all the excess food we have. We have way too much food. We have way too much leathers as well. I need to find a way to store that. Kibble, I need to figure out where the kibble's gonna go. What if we make this where all the pets live? How about this? Where's Ray's house? And then that's where we'll put the pets, which is just Big Bashy. Non-Yorkie Bashy. Where is Ray's at? I actually don't know where Ray's bed is. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I have an idea. Why don't we do this? Since these people can go down here to eat, why don't we put an animal bed here? This is where Big Bashy will live. And then I need to store pet food somewhere. Not really a lot of options. So I guess we just dump a food basket. Or I guess a mini pallet. And just store only kibble here. And then we'll just do some other entertainment products here for now. What other recreation would people want? Put a modern computer right in here. Do some casual interstellar networking. Put a roulette table. Oh, we could actually put tables now. Ooh. A poker table? Why do these need wood? Why? We don't need... Oh, I guess for the cues. Ugh. Put a TV here. And then... I don't know. A couch? Just put a nice simple couch right there. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. This is what people do in their spare time. They just chill. Okay, so at least move things around. The burb is making a mistake. What kind of mistake are we talking about, Garm? Okay, you're about... Oh, let's not go down over there, please. Where's my forbid tool? Let's forbid everything down here. I don't want anyone going down here. What kind of mistake are we talking about, Garm? How bad is it? Okay, so I need someone to sit here and make me reinforced barrels. I also need to set up proper heating functions in there. I'm gonna crank this up to max. And then I need the large radiators as soon as I can find them, somewhere hanging around. I'm gonna just have to slap a bunch of these in here. One here. 2 there, and then I gotta run heating pipes everywhere, which is also annoying. Heating slate pipe. Oh yeah, that's gonna take a bit. That's fine. Look how I'm doing. What do you mean you're doing on stream? On Steam? What are you playing on Steam? Are you playing League of Legends? Alright, let me pull up Steam. I don't know what you're up to real quick. You playing Final Fantasy 14? Oh, you're playing Final Fantasy. Welcome. You chose a really bad time because the servers go on maintenance in like 15 minutes. Like, I wish I was joking, but literally maintenance is in 15 minutes, and it will last until like a day. It lasts until like tomorrow morning. Well, if you want to know, me and Ray play on Adamantoise, which is on the Ether data center. I believe Alana plays on Famfrit is the server name. I don't remember what data center that is. What's Famfrit? FF14 data centers. Yeah, she plays on which is on Primal, which is congested, so you can't even make a character on that server right now. I will say one thing to keep in mind is when the new expansion drops in January. Actually, no, I think even earlier. I think like 7.5 at some point before the patch drops. The concept of data centers will still be there, but they're going to make it a lot easier to kind of interface with one another, and you can queue up with people from other servers now instead of just your own data center, which is currently how it is. So keep that in mind, that I think the choice of your server will matter a little less in the future, but obviously pick and choose which are one you think. If you play on, like, say, like Dynamis, it's a lot easier to get your hands on a house. If you play on a server like me and Ray, which is Adamantoise, you are not getting a house. If you play on Gilgamesh, you're definitely not getting a house. And depends if you enjoy the game. And thankfully, you're just doing the free trial, which is very nice too. Oh boy, gee howdy, that's a lot of things that I don't want to fight. Hopefully they never approach. I'm just gonna block this door. An animal transport pod with a giant bison has landed. Well, I'm gonna kill that bison. Economics have gestated and will defend their cluster. I mean, I can just ignore it, right? Like, I don't have to fight this until we're ready. I mean, realistically, I assume that's what's gonna happen, but I do need to get rid of this thing. But yeah, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you enjoy your stay. Pick a class. I don't know what you're gonna be playing. Remember, you can play everything, whatever floats your boat, and just enjoy the ride. I think one interesting thing about Final Fantasy XIV, though, is there's been a lot of discussion on whether or not people should be forced to play A Realm Reborn before playing the new content, and it's just like, well, you kind of need them to understand the story, but people are like, but it takes too long to get to the fun stuff, and I'm just like, listen, if they want to pay for the DLC, so be it. If they want to pay for story skips, whatever, that's fine, that's their choice. I'm not here to tell someone how to play the game. Play it however you already want to play it. Please, can I have someone just craft? Does no one have 15 crafting? No one actually has 15 crafting, so no one here is actually capable of making these reinforced barrels. How do I even attack this? I guess we just wait until the shields go down and we just try to send a tank that way, and maybe we can shoot it down a little bit. We'll just pepper them until they die. That's probably the only thing I can do. I don't have 2 vehicles. I could try to make another one. It'd be very expensive and probably not worth it, but it is a option if I am desperate. I probably don't want to do that, though. Because look at this. There's 6 pikemen. There's a bunch of lancers. Obviously, there's the mechanoids, or the big old guys, too, the sentries. Now, the only benefit is that these turrets are kind of in an awkward position. I guess I could fling EMPs at the thing, too, but that's not ideal either. There's, like, no easy way to approach this. So I'm just going to try to pepper them with tank once the shields go down in about 4 days, and we'll try to interface once that happens. Once this entire pipeline is built too, this will be a lot better. Yeah, we gotta make sure everything, yeah, because Bud here is slowly going crazy. Another thing too about Bud, I forgot to change his ideology. Welcome to the Mankind Survival Order. Stop being sad. Okay, his gear is also not ideal. He doesn't have a hat. We should probably make him more hats. I don't remember the name of the hat that we're using. What is that stupid thing called? Let's make a few more backpacks while we're at it. I have no idea what it's called. I can't find it. That's fine. So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. It's great to see people playing it. I like the game a lot. And I have actually been doing the MSQ, and I will be reclaiming my Final Fantasy XIV card again soon. Once I finish the MSQ of Dawn Trail, which is... Listen, Dawn Trail took... Okay, here's my opinion. Dawn Trail had a really, really slow start. And that's why it kind of took me forever to get around to finishing Dawn Trail. I think once I got past the... like, the first 70% of it, and I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now it's really exciting. That was, I think, my biggest gripe with Dawn Trail so far. I will say it is very fun listening to the voice acting because... what's his name was voiced by Shotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. What's his name? I can't remember the VA's name, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was really cool. God, I have so much stuff in here. Look at all this. There's like so much random junk and kibble, and we gotta dump all the leathers and so. Let's make another crate. 1 crate, 2 crate. This one will store leathers in for now. And that should be fine. Okay, that way we can just get all this out of there. Open up more space. Okay, I'm surprised no one is actually smart enough to craft this, which is a bit of an issue, so I can't make certain things. Which is also annoying. We need better... I need crafters. I'm actually running out of power, surprisingly. I might need more... I might need to actually put down another solar gen. Eat up a few more of my very precious plasteel, but adding more power to the batteries is ideal. Prophet 9's also not very good at building things for some reason. Why? I guess he's trying his best. Okay. But yes, worry not. I will get my 14 card before Ray finishes Dawn Trail. I hope. Ray actually started Dawn Trail, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta finish this MSQ before she does. I'm like, I can't let her finish the MSQ before I do. I can't let Ray finish the MSQ. Okay, good. So all this is getting hooked up together. Fantastic. Now these should be hooked up with heat. It's like the sea. So this room should be becoming a little toastier and not negative 50 centigrade. We may need more heaters at some point because this room is very, very large. The shield has another 4 days. So in 4 days, we'll try to attack. The Zojirushi, I need another tank, honestly. I don't have any heavier vehicles available to me. I think if I research it, I might be okay, but even still, it's a little rough. I'd have to research light armored vehicles, which would give me access to the Paladin, which is a bigger version of what I'm currently using. And this one uses grenade launchers, okay. Because I don't really have any other tanks. Well, there is one, but we don't have the technology for it. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but I guess we'll work with what we got. Maybe I just add another vehicle. If I build a roadkill, what does this thing do? This one uses actual tank shells. It's a basic medium tank. It requires a lot of stuff that I could easily put together. Engine block, alternators. It moves super slow. 6 cells per second, but it does have a big old tank thing that we could use to destroy just about anything. Range of 62. What's the range of this thing? That is true. It is faster than a human. You're right. It's actually faster than this one, than the APC. In that case, maybe we do actually just put this together. You'll do primal. Okay. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get onto the server that me and Ray are on because it's just completely stacked. I also put the Bunsen, which is a basic light tank. Uses flamethrower for okay, we'll put this one down. So I need 10 wheels, 8 suspensions. Okay, let's start making this together. So I need... Turn this back on. So 10 wheels, 8 suspensions, 2 alternators and 4 exhausts. What else did it need? And 1 engine block. Alright, that should be craftable. But yeah, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you enjoy your time and, you know, absorb the story, absorb the locales, and enjoy a game that is way different from what we had to experience when the game first came out. Because I started playing 14 when 2.0 dropped, when the remake came out, and it's way different from what you're gonna experience today. Yeah, it's very different. But I think change is fine. I think the game has evolved ultimately for the better. The game is way less aggravating in certain ways. And the thing is, unfortunately, you're gonna have to relearn the classes again too when the new expansion drops in January, because the whole evolved and reborn mode, which, by the way, here's my boomer opinion about Final Fantasy XIV. I don't like that they're trying to trim down how many buttons are in the game. I'm of the opinion that they should let me have more buttons. Give me more abilities. Let me have so many buttons that I don't know what to do with my keyboard and hotbars anymore. I want to see all 3 of my hotbars completely filled with random abilities that may or may not ever be used. But the game will not allow us to have that because they want to make it a little more accessible, especially because controllers exist, and a lot of players actually do play on controller. Which is fine, but it does make me a little sad. 14, you know, that's just the way it is. It's got to appeal to like a mass market. I still think it's really funny that the game's coming out on Nintendo Switch, and they're like, yeah, anyways, if you want to play on the Switch, you gotta pay extra money. You're not allowed to just have it for free. Okay, so this is good now. This is fine. Still gotta get the rest of the... Gotta get the car built out, though. Which is also annoying. Oh, absolutely, it's Nintendo's fault. I don't question that at all. Hello there, Marksman. How are you? Okay, so they are still gestating their mechanoids. Still don't know how I'm gonna approach this until the shield drops, and we can hopefully just pepper them from afar. What's the range on this thing? This thing's range is... I think we actually outrange it. 68 range. What's the range on the Zojirushi? The Zojirushi's range is 70. So we actually outrange all of these. So we can just pepper them from afar, assuming we have enough bullets to do so. We can just really harass it at range and not care. I definitely don't need that much chem fuel. Let's drop that chem fuel. So as long as they... And if they chase us this way, we have enough autocannoners that we could probably put a dent in them too. Probably put a few more of these, honestly. I could just put a wall. This is not the ideal way of setting up a defense line, but this is okay for now. This is functional. But yeah, I'm not terribly surprised Nintendo's like, yeah, if you want to have your game on our system and, you know, all that, you're going to have to pay the troll toll, which, fine, whatever. It makes sense. I'm surprised Nintendo and I'm surprised Sony and Xbox didn't require it, but, you know, Nintendo obviously wants money and they wanted their slices of the pie, so like, all right, you got to have a Nintendo unique subscription for the game. Honestly, if I had a Switch 2, I probably would consider getting the 14 subscription on there too, because I could walk on a treadmill and just have the controllers in my hands while I'm walking on the treadmill so I can play 14 and, you know, walk around the world and do my mining and all sorts of other things that I can do to make money. I've been making money in 14 recently in case the TARDIS housing comes out and they're gonna make you pay like $1 bajillion to have access to TARDIS housing. So I want to be ready for that. I gotta be ready. Okay, so we're making all the car parts. So Immortal's making the car alternator, and then we gotta build the other bits, which is gonna take some time. Okay, so this is cleaned up a little bit. I want this one to be cloth specifically, because I know we're gonna have a lot of cloth. Get these turrets built out too. As long as we have enough plasteel for this, which we are running out of plasteel. I gotta be careful how much I burn through now. There ain't any more plasteel on the map, unfortunately, and I don't think shredding mechanoids will get you any either. So that's a little tragic. Actually, if you want to be in the colony, you can join the queue. We have 2 spare bodies. You can be Bud Johnson, a high mate, 15 years of age, or you can be Svetlana Stark, a locksmith, who is very sad and depressed all the time. Take your pick. Lots of options. We gotta get these guys parkas and hats, I think, at some point. There's not enough going around. They need ways to regulate the temperature, and I don't really have a way. Oh, I need to also fill this up with concrete. Most of the colony does look pretty nice. I don't know how to get rid of the snow, though. I wish I could get rid of the internal snow. Let me actually look this up. Rimworld, how to get rid of snow on the walls. Is there a way to get rid of this? Oh, it's regrowth that does it. Oh, hold on. I know what. Okay, so I know what mod does this now. So it's regrowth. Let me fix that. Hello there, Futanari. Okay, interesting name you have. What a pretty base shape-wise. Yes, it's very Rimworld. It's very Frostpunk coded. Because I wanted it to be a circle, just like the original Frostpunk game. Regrowth. Let's see here. Steels. Okay. Here we go. Where's the snow? Here we go. Visual effects. Okay. Enable snow on walls. I'm gonna turn that off. I don't want to see that anymore. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now it looks a lot cleaner. Oh my gosh, that was bothering me for so long. All right. Snow is gone. Now the colony looks the way it should. Perfect. That's the way it should be. All right, let me add... While our columns are also still walking around, why don't we pour some concrete down the main corridors like this. And also down here. I don't know if we have enough concrete. We might not have enough concrete. We got to start making more concrete. All right, we need more concrete. Make concrete. We don't need... I cannot click on the device. Okay. Don't do that. Just make concrete mix and that should be fine. Don't need... don't need this. Don't need that. Concrete. It's all about the concrete. Okay. So I am using a mod called, I think it's Designator Shapes, and it creates this like little widget UI here, and you can, for example, pick circle, and you can pick one of these options like this, and then you can drag, and you can automatically create a circle with whatever like thickness wall you want and that type of thing, and you can kind of adjust it to whatever you need. You can also do other shapes. You can have a full circle. You can have like an ellipses. You can have a hexagon if you really wanted to. Like, there's lots of options. Just kind of depends on your needs. Designator Shapes is the mod you're looking for. Hopefully that helps you. Boxes for buildings. That is me too. I still kind of default to boxes because boxes are safe. But I definitely try to avoid doing boxes all the time, and I do try to add a bit of variety to how I design things. 4.2 days that I can trigger this thing. Oh, Svetlana doesn't have a bed. Ugh. I don't have a spare bedroom area, though. Yeah, there's not a lot of spare bedroom. Maybe this area can be a spare bedroom. Right, one of the weirdest designed houses, but I need the space. Actually, I know how we can make this less wasteful. So what I'm going to do is the access point for this housing area is on this side. I'll start replacing these with the auto doors. This one will be replaced with a standard wall, and then I guess this is fine. It adds enough room to add a double bed. Perfect, that's fine. We can put Svetlana in there. And that should be okay. Oh, if you want to enter the game, actually type in ! join queue. It should be in the stream title, and that's how I can put people in. If we're willing to watch this person's 3 moose for 10 days, we will get honor. All right, you want to be the... which one did you want? Do you want Bud? Or did you want Svetlana? So you're looking for the mage. Neither of them are mages, but this one's a high mate. This one is a locksmith. So you probably want to be the... I think you want to be the high mate, I assume. You're not going to be able to fight anything, but you're at least functional as a pawn. And you're very sociable, so I guess we'll put you there. Alright, and then... Okay, cool. And then Nari Powers, which is a very weird name. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that on Twitch or YouTube just because of the implications, but congratulations, welcome aboard. Okay, so Hayashi, and then you will... Futa will go here. Perfect, okay. So you are... So Futa is a... depressive, stiff, far-sighted, composed, heat tolerant. You actually have some shooting skill, but your primary goal is to craft things, which is great because we do like crafting things. Now the problem is I gotta put... I need more beds. Beds are kind of hard to find right now, so we gotta make sure we make more bedrooms. Thankfully, that's what we're doing here. Our builders are working around the clock to ensure... By the way, look at this. We can... You can ride the Great Wolf now. Look at Hawksby just riding Bashi. Maybe in future runs, we just make Bashi a different animal every time. I think that'd be kind of interesting, right? What if Bashi was a different creature in every timeline? Instead of being a Yorkie today, maybe Bashi's a Thrumbo tomorrow. Or maybe Bashi's a... What other weird animals are in Rimworld? A polar bear another day. I think that could be interesting. Yes, I also say this only because Bashi dies as a Yorkie all the time, and I would like to make sure Bashi doesn't explode again. I'm not gonna say you're incorrect, but you're definitely correct. It would improve Bashi's survivability chance by a fairly large margin. You know, just saying. I think having Bashi survive would be a good thing, would it not? I think it would be incredibly beneficial. Okay, these are all warm. Yeah. I think I'm gonna move this radiator. I'm gonna move that here, behind that thing. Oh, you're saying we should turn Bashi into a horse? Ah, I see. We could turn Bashi into a horse, as you suggested. God, it keeps gestating. Can it stop gestating things? Much longer until this thing shield turns off. 2.2 days. God, not having mortars sucks. The fact that you can only build a mortar if you have what's it called, is super annoying. I don't think Elf Colony so obsessed with technology and war. We don't have... We're not obsessed with war, but the game's only sending mechanoids at us as of late, and I can't really fight this off until the shield drops in about 2.2 days. It is also getting very cold for our colonists. We need to figure out how to make better hats. Like berets, but it's not really useful. Royal Peril doesn't really matter either. What are these hats that they're wearing? Tail caps? Oh, wait, we already have complex. Wait, why can't we make tail caps? Am I blind? Oh, okay, there we go. Let's make this out of mastodon leather because we have a decent amount of this. I want at least 1, 2. Okay, so 2 should be fine, and that should be enough to keep us. Yeah, unfortunately, I have a mod that allows us to make the barrels ourselves, but it requires 15 crafting. Unfortunately, our highest crafting right now is 14. So we're not going to be able to craft that easily. And that's kind of like the issue that I have, because Sun is our best crafter, but... What do you mean there's a marriage ceremony? Who's getting married? What do you mean there's a marriage ceremony? There's no marriage. Is there a marriage ceremony that I wasn't paying attention to? Okay, cool. So Sun and Xeopos are now married, which is they should have been earlier. Now that's fine. Yeah, doesn't Thrumbo Bashi sound hilarious? I think Thrumbo Bashi sounds great. We should totally have a Thrumbo Bashi in the future. There we go. This is what we're looking for. See, everything is working out fine. Abel can research here. Ixonia's researching over there. We got water filtration. Water pods nearby. Obsidian, I don't really care. 4x mode, they should add it to vanilla. What do you mean the 4x mode? Need 8 more suspensions and wheels. Oh, it's gonna take forever to make. At least we'll get another tank. We should also make the bullets for this while we're waiting. This uses 57 by 307. So let's make 57x. Okay, I can't afford this, so we're gonna make it these. So we'll do like, okay, I want to make sure we always have at least 50 in stock. I don't know how much these stack up to, but I also want to make sure we store them somewhere separate. So why don't we do... You know what? We should turn this into an armory. Oh, 4x speed. Okay. I do play with that. We can never get actual 4x speed. In fact, the game is slowing down significantly. We're capping out at around 100, 200 TPS, but that's because there's a lot of mechanoids hanging around. It'll get you far more trouble. You know what? That's true. What if we make Bashy a War Thrumbo? What if we start the next run with an Alpha Thrumbo? We call it Bashy and be like, ah. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it too. I also need to stretch my back real quick. I might have to use the restroom in a bit. Unfortunately, Gatorade makes you have to use the restroom a little bit more frequently than I would like. Okay, this room is now toasty. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this wall and I'm gonna combine these two rooms into a super mega giant production hub. That's been the goal for quite some time. I wanted it to be like a giant production hub, and we're gonna move all this also over here. And I think that'd be a pretty good idea. I still gotta find a way to deal with this. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. If we can get the tank going, that'd help a lot. We just need to get the 10 car wheels made. Thankfully, car wheels are really easy. And then we can maybe move the steel storage in here. At least one of the steel crates should be moved into the giant storage hub. And that way we can combine everything together. And we should be getting synthetic organs. Let's make synthetic organs next. We don't need industrial cannons yet. What do we get? Anti-air guns, recoilless. Actually, the recoilless rifle might actually be relevant. This also needs a reinforced barrel. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, I can't even reach speed 4 because I literally can't. Like, while I'm streaming, it's impossible. Also, with a colony of this size, with 19 pawns and like all these mechanoids hanging around, like it actually is killing the TPS, and the only way to fix it is if I kill them, I fix the game. But I'm waiting for the shield to drop, and then we'll attack it. A turkey has landed. Well, goodbye, Trudy. You weren't needed in this timeline. That's a very good question. You know what's actually really funny? I think I have some redundant mods. Okay, never mind, I don't. I thought I had like, I didn't realize regrowth actually prevents steel from burning. I thought I had a mod that steel doesn't burn anymore, but I think I might have actually gotten rid of that one, thankfully. Yeah, metal don't burn, I got rid of that one. There's a lot of mods I don't really need. Like, do I really need Rim Deed? Probably not. I can probably just get rid of that. A lot of other random ones I can just probably purge. I'm at 175 mods, which is less than 200, surprisingly. That adds cat girls. Oh, you should be here every February, because we do a colony called Nekograd, which I keep telling myself I'm going to make a video about one day, but I keep forgetting to do so because I'm lazy. I'll probably get rid of this wind turbine at this point. I don't think we need that one. Yeah, I think we probably can get rid of that one. This thing needs to give me more things. Okay, we have surrogate organs now, so at least we can fix the heart problem. I think Hawksby has a heart issue. Who is it that has a heart issue? By the way, giving everyone caffeine seems to be a really good idea. So we're forcing everyone to drink a cup of tea twice a day. So they're all getting super wired. Oh yeah, no, this FPS is really bad. Like I said, it's not ideal. But you work with what you can get. I can tell you, like, steel can in fact burn. It tries to burn through clothes daily. I assume if the steel is super hot, yes it can. I'm not terribly surprised. Okay. How much more wheels do we need? We need 2 more wheels and we can make the tank. And then we can fuel it up, and then hopefully that's in time to deal with this thing. We have 1.3 days. Well, we were actually making a tank just in time, which is probably the sillier thing to think about. Let's build this, put that together, and then we can send both vehicles out. Kill this thing. We'll probably approach from... Can't approach from this angle. We have to approach from this angle. I probably need to trim this out as well at some point. I don't even think you have good combat capabilities. I mean, you have a decent amount of shooting skill. Actually, your shooting skill, I'm gonna assign you a shotgun. Yeah, with your shooting skill, I think a shotgun probably suits you best. Now, we're using... We probably should swap from pumps to... Let's see, we're using pumps right now, right? What if we swap out of pumps to... Maybe switching to chain shotguns at this point is probably better. Yeah, I think switching to chains would be better. Chain shotguns is better. Guess when you start moving all this around too. I think we have enough time to do this for now, so let's see. We gotta move the advanced fabs over here. Gotta move the standard ones over here. Just like that. And then we gotta also move the shelving inside here as well. So these get hauled in here. I think the way I'm gonna do this is that the fabricators are in the back there. I'm not gonna need that many. I'll probably just put the shelves right about here. Probably not gonna cause too much of an issue. Just like that. And then as long as they're all connected with the supply conduits, that's all that matters, realistically. That should be fine. Yeah, Bashi's probably still gonna explode knowing my gameplay abilities. Okay, what are we naming this tank? I need a name. What's another rice cooker name? What's the other company that makes Japanese rice cookers? Tiger, thank you. That's the other company that makes rice cookers. Yes. All right, so we got the Zojirushi and Tiger. Fantastic. Let's load this up with some bullets. What does this thing use? All right, I think that should auto-fill it, and that should be fine. Cannot board a driver on... Okay, so it only takes one person. Got it. So this thing will disable in approximately 23 hours, and then that's when we'll strike. Now, there's no high shield, which is great. I just need the low shield to go away. And then we can go in there, just fling as many tank shots, and we'll bring a small backup team of sniper rifles. Like, Immortal here probably should have something heavier, because we're never going to fight humans, apparently. It does suck that we're not fighting humans. It'd be nice if we could fight humans again. I don't think I've heard of Iris Oyama. Most of my stuff is like my rice cooker and my water boiler are both Zojirushi, but that's about it. I do like the Zojirushi appliances, not gonna lie. I really want to get the fish cooker. I don't know why that one seems like something I would absolutely use. It's like this thing. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's like this thing here. And it's supposed to like help capture the smell of the fish by, I don't know how. But it, like, you can also just cook fish on your tabletop, because you know how a lot of Japanese ovens have like a built-in fish grill. Unfortunately, that's not a thing in the West. But having this thing just quickly, you know, oh, you need breakfast, you need to cook some fish, just throw this on there. Now you got some freshly cooked mackerel. No, it's not a panini grill. It's a fish cooker. It cooks fish specifically. I like fish. I eat a lot of fish. Rachel is now corpse obsessed and is pulling out the corpse of Steve. All right. Well, that's not ideal. Can we calm this fellow down? Ilana has reached the biological age of 46 and has gained a bad back. How did you get a bad back at 46 already? In game, not in real life. I don't know of your real life situation, but I'm not going to question it. The more annoying thing is this makes your movement like really bad. Thankfully, there's a spare spine in our inventory, so I'm just going to quickly put that on you. Let's quickly install this spare spine. The problem is there anyone good enough to install this on you? What do you mean rest no doctor? Is there no other doctor that can do this? Wait. Okay, so Havel's probably the highest capable person that can do this. Okay, fair enough. I guess everyone's got bad backs. Okay, so Havel could probably do this surgery. Let's see. Manipulation 95. Oxby's got manipulation 100. But Havel's better at it, so I guess we'll let Havel do it. Alright, here's hoping Havel doesn't destroy your spine. Here's hoping. I think Havel's got a decent chance, right? I'm sure Havel can do it. I believe in Comrade Havel to install a spine. We left some nice instructions. It came with like an IKEA booklet. Fantastic. All right, so you're sedated for 2 days and then you'll be fine. All right. And the drone shield is up for another 11 hours. Okay, that's fine. Oh my god, Kefir had a heart attack. We should probably tend to that, I think. Let's see, can Kefir survive that heart attack? Let's see. Okay, heart attack solved. We gotta get that organ printer going. Just need to destroy this entire wall. This wall is oppression. We gotta get rid of this. Okay, this thing's out of bullets. Oh, I forgot. We can do upgrades. I forgot I had this as a mod. Okay, so we can add engine covers to add additional sheet, additional plating, improve cargo capacity. We can extend the barrel, decrease rotation speed, or increase rotation speed, but more rapid shots. I think better to have better range, isn't it? I guess we'll just upgrade this. We can just pick the highest upgrades. Yeah, just do them one at a time. I guess it's fine. It's just a bunch of steel. We can afford it. I'm gonna hope that my back is perfectly fine when I'm 35 and it's not falling apart. You can now rearrange that by spending small range. Your old's online. Hold on, see if it's having a tantrum, which I gotta make sure doesn't cause too much problems. Okay, so Sun's probably the best person to try to calm down Zooposer. I prefer if Zooposer didn't destroy anything, but at this point, who knows? He just destroyed a drone cultivator. Rimworld. Okay, can you not? And there goes my fabrication bench, because I can't stop a man with a giant claymore from breaking everything, unfortunately. Please, please calm down. Before he accidentally blows something up that matters, he just destroyed a bunch of kibble. Your oldest online friend was born 1 month after you in East Germany existed. When he was born, it didn't. Well, that was what, 1990? Right? So, or 1989. So you would have been born 89. Oh, yeah, I mean, let's see a little older than me. Let's see about like 6 years older than me, I think. Yeah. Wait, what's going on? Well, I keep hearing destruction sounds. Oh, he destroyed a loading bench. Oh my goodness. You gonna calm down, or is he gonna keep breaking down the walls? Okay, he's calmed down. All right, we gotta rebuild everything now, though. Is this thing still shielded? 6 hours, okay. Berlin Wall fell before you forget. Oh, okay. So, okay, you're not at that old then, comparatively. Got it. Can we build this out now, please? I would like to be able to expand here. Also, can I add the better flooring? I want to see if I can bucket fill this. Perfect, we can bucket fill this now. Let's add more of this. More of that. Excellent. Beautiful. All right, let's also cancel this one here. Okay. 6 hours to go. We'll have 1 gunner person. We should maybe have 2 gunners in here if I can. No, keep finishing. No, keep upgrading this thing. Stop interrupting yourself. I want to see this put together. I want to see my upgraded tank, dang it. Okay, then I'm going to do another upgrade. We're going to do the upgraded... add another passenger. Why don't you just quickly do that real fast? Anyways, I hope you enjoy your time in 14, since I think Heaven's Ward is still my favorite expansion. Heaven's Ward, I think, is my favorite expansion, and then probably Shadowbringers, Endwalker. Stormblood is probably down there at the bottom because I will complain about that storyline forever. But I'm not gonna get into it. It's I have opinions. I have opinions about Stormblood, and it's mostly because of the fact that they tried splitting the storyline, and it kind of made it not as good. I would have. Oh, shoot. Another mechanoid cluster? Are you kidding me? Okay, the turrets are going crazy immediately. Okay, I guess we're fighting this now. All right, everyone get inside before we get run over. All right, just get everyone inside, and maybe we can try to deal with this later. That turret's gonna fall. That's fine. Okay, you hold fire. I don't want you to. I'm not firing anything. Okay. Nope, not what I expected, but we gotta do this now. Okay, get on this thing. You drive here, and then I'm gonna have... Alright, Sun's eating a meal. Nope, time to become a gunner. That's true too. Yeah, I should probably not tell them like what expansion to play. Play whatever you want to... Oh my gosh, they're dying. I actually got walked out, unfortunately. Okay, we have Alana try to rescue. That is really annoying, because now I gotta focus on protecting this. I just got 5 hours. Did you take any major injuries? You have no more legs. Hayashi has no legs. Oh no. Oh, okay, cool. We have 2 bionics in the... We have 2 spare bionics sitting around. Okay. I guess we were able to at least hold them down a little bit. Okay. Open the door here. Okay. Is anyone in here? Yes. Okay, so let's cancel the production, turn this on, and let's get going. Okay. We're losing our bunkers, which is expected. We'll turn this one on now. Let's see. Are we going to be able to rescue Hayashi? Probably. Zora's just going to have a bad time. I guess that's true, too. Yeah. I guess I'll try to keep my opinions on that. I just remember I liked Heavensward the most. God, there's so many. Alright, at least we have this tank moving up. Is this one filled? Okay, this one's ready to go. Let's send these 2 in. Otherwise, we're gonna have to try to put up a defense, but our turrets are just getting ripped apart now. And they're out of bullets, too. Ranu, don't go over there. You're gonna die. I don't want poor Ranu to get exploded. What's the range of this thing? Oh god, they're sending in more. Okay, you move over here. So you can shoot whatever you can shoot at. Oh, it has to stop moving. Okay, interesting. So it's gotta literally stop, and then it can shoot. Okay. Get these guys out of here before they explode. Great. Okay, good. That one's gone. Okay. Okay, then this one should be... Okay, you stay there, Ray. I don't want you to move up there. Okay. And have you hold fire temporarily. Move up. And then you are going to stop right there. Okay, because we got to immediately move down and deal with this one, too. Now that the shields are down, I have no choice but to fight. Knock that one out before anything else happens. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Fantastic. Okay, dead. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 vehicles. I'm gonna start having them move down here. I'm gonna undraft. Okay, so let's see here. So Hayashi is alive. I'm gonna have you come over to the bed here, and then I'm gonna undraft you, and then I'm gonna have these 3 come down here with the vehicles. I'm gonna have Airman and Exodia come up here. I'm gonna untrap these 2 so they can try rebuilding everything. I'm gonna try to knock everything out. And your friend for considering story skipping Endwalker? Yeah, why would you story skip Endwalker? Is there another mech? Oh, there's a turret there. I didn't even see the turret. Okay. Oh, shoot, there's turrets there. Okay, we'll have Exodia come up there. That's fine. I think we can just sneak around and just fling some... Is there another turret? be able to see us. Okay, that's fine. So as long as we should be able to navigate around this thing, we should be Gucci. Gonna have you stand there, and then we'll deal with these in a second. Exodia's coming up, and then these two are just gonna try to gun this thing down as best as possible. It is a very annoying walk around, though. Okay. Well, he's got 9 months to catch up. I think that's more than... Realistically, I think that's more than enough time to catch up. He just needs to, you know, go through the effort of playing it. That's really what it is. It is going to take a long time, though. Right, so I'm just going to park this thing here, and it's just going to shoot. I can shoot whatever at range, right? There we go. Oh, they're approaching us now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these guys actually move back here. Okay, this thing also stands... Stops moving. We'll pull back here. We'll just try to harass them as they approach us. There we go. Come on. Chase the big ol' thingy. Chase the tank. Literally. Okay, pull back up. I'm just going to go here. And then you're going to stop right there. And then these guys are going to... Immortal stands right there. You, Futanari stands over here. This thing is moving super slow, unfortunately. I can't make it go any faster. There you go. Perfect. Excellent. This thing is holding strong. Okay. Okay, the only thing left is the 2 centipedes. We should be able to just go in there with these 2 vehicles now. Alright, so I will undraft these things. I think... Okay, so here's the thing. The reason why they're telling you that 14's plot is very... is one of those storylines that gets stronger the longer it goes, right? And so people are saying don't story skip because they want you to be able to experience the whole plot line as intended. Pull out of there. Oh, okay. That's not ideal. Let's have Alana rescue Общение real fast. Okay. That went well. Alright, so I'm gonna have you come down here too. Let's have both of these come down here. And then if you're on the verge of a mental break, that's fine. Okay. And then we're just gonna start blasting this. Stand right there. Stop moving. Start shooting. Okay, maybe not. I think this is not ideal. Okay, so we're gonna have this one run back. Just park back here. I'm gonna pull this one over instead. Just have this one rip and tear through everything. It's got enough bullets. Should be fine. Okay, we're just out of range of the turrets. That's fine. Destroy the psychic drone, please. Okay, so the problem is there is a infernal turret. Now, I think if you can get in range of the infernal turret, it can't shoot you, right? That's like the min range or max range? It's like a minimum range. And almost no one plays for PvP. There's barely any PvP at all. PvP is interesting. I sometimes play PvP just because at least it's interesting. I do like crystalline conflict, but yeah, most people are doing it for the social and story aspect. 14 has a very strong community. I will shill 14. I truly do enjoy playing PvP when it's oh my gosh, another infest. Oh, come on. I didn't get a chance to repair everything yet. All right. All right, who's got guns? All right, I need you. I need you. You can undraft. If yours in here. All right. Well, thankfully, okay. Now you stand right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Time to go. Actually, no. You go back. Actually, no. I'm just gonna pull you out of there. Unfortunate breakdown, anyways. It's fine. Let's go deal with this real quick. Blow up that turret. Blow up the other turret. Come on. Get rid of the psychic droner. Okay. Is there anything else I need to kill? Is that all? Okay. Holy cow, that's annoying. Alright, let's go back here. Did we kill the insects? Yes, we did. The insects all exploded, thankfully. Alright. Sorry, I will read chat in a second. I was too busy trying to murder everything that was like causing me mild inconveniences. Okay, so that's fine. Let's have Ray drive this back over here. This thing needs definitely some upgrades. And then I will do a order all, allow all. And I will also dismantle this entire stack over here. Just get rid of this now. And get rid of all this here too. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. PvP is so on off map. Oh, it's actually second citizen, other content. I think cold stop all these attacks. You would think so, but I think because it's so cold, that's why we're only fighting mechanoids. If it was a little warmer, we'd probably fight more humans and raiders, but unfortunately, due to, I guess, Rimworld's encounter generation, it's only going to spawn mechanoid clusters, which is really annoying because now I have to actually venture out and deal with. And what just happened? 31,000 watts of electricity exploded from my power supply. Oh, I need I mean, we're still gonna be in this colony for a bit longer. You can if you want. I would not say no to such a cool concept. I don't know, I thought I turned off zits, but I should probably set up the circuit breakers. I usually just use circuit breakers. Let's grab that real fast. Okay. Why is this here? Why did Ray end up over here? Can Ray come over here and drop that off? Okay, and this one is moving slow because... Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's... These guys hop out. Let's have... Oh, right. Okay, so Hayashi's missing legs. Let's give Hayashi 2 bionic legs to replace the missing ones. Okay, fantastic. And Hawksby will take the vehicle. You know, it's actually funny because right here are non-hidden conduits that I forgot to replace with actual hidden conduits. That's literally the problem. Okay, we can rebuild. Everything can be fixed. We're still powered mostly. The main issue is that we lost a huge chunk of our power supply. There we go. Okay, the eclipse is over. Our power grid is now max speed. And we're replacing everything. Okay, so Hawksby's in here, so we can correct this here. And then I'm gonna let Ray stand out here now, so time for her to get out. This thing needs upgrades. Let's add in the extras. Let's see. Don't worry, you will be legged up. You're getting the finest of bionic legs this side of the rim. You will be perfectly fine. You will become stronger than anyone could have imagined. It'll be a glorious evolution. Or something like that anyways. Might need more heal root, I just realized. An animal transport pod. There is a muskox. Thank you for the free muskox fur. Alright, I need a drug lab, so I'm just gonna build a drug lab here. I think the drug lab should be connected. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Alternative idea. This one is a surgery room, and this one leads to the drug lab. Yeah, we have a separate drug lab and a separate surgery room. Ooh, that sounds kind of nice, actually. I think we'll try that out. But anyways, what we were talking about before, we were talking about 14. You missed World v World from Guild Wars. I actually did enjoy World v World back when that was a thing. I played it a lot, and I think that was like the only thing I played in Guild Wars 2. I was like, what's the main story? I basically skipped the main story and didn't do anything else other than like world events and World v World because I thought that was the most fun aspect of it. I still think one of my favorite RPGs is Terra. I kind of miss playing Terra as a Lancer. And when I saw that they were reworking Paladin in 14 to have like counterattacks when you properly use Sheltron, I was like, oh my god, it's back. We're so back. Counterattacks? Oh, sign me up. I love that type of mechanic so much. You don't understand. I love playing tanks and MMOs. There's something that is just incredibly appealing about playing a character that just eats the brunt of the hits and just trying to see how much hit your character can actually take. There is a certain joy to that I find very, very fun, and that's why I basically only play tanks and MMOs. I do play a lot of other classes too. I'm not a masochist. I just enjoy certain aspects of the game. I'm gonna set this to overdrive because I need the extra power badly. As long as we keep this thing fueled up, we should be fine, but we're gonna burn through a lot of extra fuel. In fact, we gotta make sure this thing is perpetually filled up. Why don't you refuel this? I don't wanna... I think it's store like 2... Who wants a fuel? I'm a defender of the vulnerable. I am a defender of the vulnerable. I just happen to also like being the vulnerable one. That's why I have all these vuln stacks. I collect them like people collect the infinity stones. Well, Garm, here's the thing. Try out whichever class sounds the coolest, and then just try out another one and a different one. You can try out all of them. Well, that you have access to, because you'll have access to most of it. I'll have Ranu talk to the supplier. Okay. What do I want? I don't want any of this. Sell the Scyther blades. The shield core. Oh, reinforced barrels. I will take... I can afford 2 of them. Not really much here I can keep, I guess. The echoes and knives. I think we hold on to those. Get rid of the revolvers. That's fine. Sell that. Don't need the revolvers. Bolt actions we don't really need anymore. Keep snipers. Keep that. I guess that makes a decent amount of cash. Yeah, we'll get a bunch of barrels. 2 barrels is fine. Because the 2 barrels means I could actually make 2 mortars. At the bare minimum, that at least gives us extra security options. In fact, I'm going to start making a security area right around here. The circle is gone, but security is forever. So I want to put down at least 1, 2... I think I only got 2, right? And I ask what you already have 4 classes max level. I will when I play tomorrow. Honestly, I've been looking forward to the what's it called? I've been super looking forward to the housing update. I don't know if anyone remembers what my 14 house looks like, but let's just say there's a lot of trees. And when this update comes out, I'm going to add even more trees to the point where the entire upper part is a giant canopy that you will never be able to see anything else. And it's going to be beautiful to me. It's beautiful to me specifically. Oh my god. That was a very loud thunder thingy. That is very ominous, but thankfully it's not going to cause too much issues. I also need to stop putting mechanoids on here. Maybe mechanoids don't go on this one, and we should probably put the mechanoids in front of this one here where they can be shredded as it should be. Alright, I need to organize this now. So how do I want to sort this? First of all, I want to move one of these steel crates. Oh. Am I here? Hello? Hi. Am I live? Okay. So I lost a bunch of seconds of the stream. I think my internet exploded for a good half minute when I saw the lightning and thunder outside. So yeah, hello. We're having a bit of a storm here, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. I don't know how long I was yapping and no one heard anything that I was saying. I was probably speaking into the void yet again for the upteenth time. Okay, let's clear that out. Let's make this setup. Okay. Oh, a textiles trader. Ooh, perfect. Where is that textiles trader? Sell all the leathers. Fantastic. Here's my plain leather. Here's my bird skin, my panthera fur, wolf skin, heavy furs. Okay, I would like to buy in exchange. Let's see what I want for these people. There's nothing I want. I'll sell them the near deteriorated gear. I think we just collect as much silver from these people as we can. I think is the correct thing to do. I keep the mastodon leather. The spare backpacks is fine. Yeah, that's okay. All right, that's workable. We'll make it happen. The problem is that these do use... The problem is the autocannon turrets need to be protected, because these actually do consume a decent amount of plasteel, so I need to make sure that they're not going to explode on me. Can I move these? No, once you build them, they're kind of locked in. Okay, maybe... Let's not build these, then, for now. I don't want to burn through all my plasteel. Let's close this up real fast, and then let's get this built out too. This requires what? Components and steel? Pack it, I guess. Load it up, whatever. Okay. What else do we need to do to make this look even more appropriate? Oh, actually, we actually did rip through most of our steel supply, which is very not good. I actually need to be a little careful how much steel I burn through until we can add more drills. Yeah, we need to be a little wary about that. Let's stop making tank rounds for now. Let's make a few chain shotguns, and then we'll make the rest of it, and that should be fine. This thing needs to be built out. There we go. Here's our first mortar. Now what we can do is build mortar shells, which are... Oh shoot, I don't have FSX. But we can make it out of chem fuel, so we do have FSX. Just kidding, we're fine. I need to move all this around. I will say, I hate that you cannot move the fabrication bench. The fact that this thing is like locked in is probably like one of the most infuriating things. I get it, it's huge, you can't really move it, but come on. Everything else is minifiable. Why can't these supersized ones also be minifiable? Whatever. I'm probably just the crazy one for complaining. Because I don't want to tear it apart. It costs too much to make. Yeah. That's super annoying. Oh, shoot. How long has he been in here? Oh, okay, hello. He's been in here for quite some time. Please eat your food. He couldn't eat, he got too tired. Alright, eat your food and then go back to sleep. There you go. Fantastic. Alright, so my TPS is still really bad. I don't think it's gonna get any better than this. Oh yeah, if you ever see Ray's house, it's basically just a giant Moogle home. She loves her Moogles. Actually... Oh, never mind. I was talking about it earlier. We'll talk about it later. Anyways, hopefully hopefully I am not streaming on Thursday and that I'll actually be in Canada, but it really depends if my car's ready. But since I didn't get a call from the shop today, I'm assuming it might not be ready until Wednesday or Thursday, in which case I might not be able to make it to Canada until next week. So if you're ever wondering what the schedule is, that's what it's going to look like. And I know Ray's going to be super sad and demand extra attention when I'm there, but that's a whole different problem. Do people get annoyed that I talk about me and Ray a lot on stream, or does it's just like a thing you expect at this point? I've always wondered that. I assume people don't really care. Nor should you. You just accept it. Let's put in the ground floors here as well, so I can make sure that this room is properly set up. Okay, so I think every pawn has a bed now, which is excellent. We can probably build at least one more rec room somewhere. I don't know, maybe some people get annoyed about it, that's why I was wondering. I mean, realistically, it doesn't really matter because I'm the one who ultimately decides what gets talked about, so that's why I was just curious. I could add at least a few more hydroponic bays in here if I really wanted to. But at the same time, I'm too lazy to add additional hydroponic bays in here. We already have enough tea to last us for days. We actually have way too much tea. Oh shoot, I'm running out of food. All right, we gotta turn the soup machine back on. I was not paying attention to how much meals we have left. Yeah, let's turn the soup machine back on. We need that running. Okay. And this thing needs to get all the steel over there too. I might need to try to add another drill. I think if we can get the advanced drill that will never trigger another infestation, that'd be the best option. I don't know where it is here. It's somewhere here. Deep core quarries to get access to the Pulse Drill Mark II. And then that's the end of that tech line, and then we'll never touch it again. Rim Industry is such a fun mod. I like Rim Industry a lot. Also because I refuse to use Vanilla Expanded Factory, whatever it's called, that they recently released. Yeah, that's right. You're all here to listen to me yap about nonsense, right? That's all it is. I understand. Or to watch me be bad at video games. It's all about my endearing and adorable personality that just somehow gets people to come in here and for some reason spend their time and listen to me talk. That's totally what it is, right? Yeah. That's the copium that we're gonna go with. I can't believe this. I'm being muted. Oh, Ray would never... Actually, Ray would probably mute me if I ever said something stupid, so realistically, that's also a thing I have to worry about. Ah, I see. I am nothing more than a Star Sector streamer in the eyes of some people. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Okay, I guess we should crack this open. The main issue I am concerned about is the wasp trap, but I think that's fine. Alright, how do we do this? If I crack this open, I have to go at least make a new area here. I don't really want to break this open, but it would open up a new area that I could just use for hot... I could just turn this entire area into hothouse. Honestly, this whole area being a hothouse would be pretty sick. Hello, Umi, how are you? It's a cat girl. I don't know. Where's these cat girls that you speak of? There are no cat girls here. Oh, I gotta switch to the other model. That's right. This one doesn't have that. All right. Hey. Yeah, I don't know where this cat girl is. What did you speak of? How did this even start? Like, I am trying to remember, like, where this whole thing of Professor is cat girls even started from, and I legitimately do not remember how this came to be. It's just a thing now that is just is. Let's get that muskox there real quick. Look at all this. We actually do have a lot of steel on the map that I just need to grab. Okay. Gotta get all this stuff crafted too. Can this thing make... It can make concrete mix. The problem is I don't have enough materials to make concrete mix because there's not enough people hauling things around. I guess if we haul the slate chunks, it should be fine. Or the marble. Ray declared it. You know what? I would believe that. Yeah, I could believe that. Gotta repair everything. I might need a sec. I legitimately will probably need a tertiary defensive perimeter. That's not just these, because the bedrooms being right behind here is not ideal. So I would like one more wall perimeter to protect us on this outer rim here. But I think I'm going to turn this entire area into a hothouse. Like an indoor hothouse, protected from the elements, can make all the food we need. We can divide it up really neatly. I guess we'll start cracking it open. I'll start cracking this open. Okay, maybe not like that. Let's do like this. Oh, it's walls. That's right. Okay, so why don't we do about here? Let's do that. Yeah, double wall would make sense, but at the same time, I think this is also funny. Oh shoot! Why do we not have enough heat? Oh, some of these areas don't have enough heat. That's right. So a lot of the individual bedrooms are fairly warm, but the actual public spaces in each of these housing pods are not, which means we need additional heating sources. Time to pull out the big ol' large radiator. Actually, this size might get away with a small radiator, is fine. This one needs a large radiator due to its size, so that one I definitely need a big one. Yeah, let's put one of these over here. Probably in the hallways, okay. I was actually looking at houses the other day, because eventually I would like to buy a house. And boy, a lot of these old houses, I was looking at, there sure is a lot of radiators in them. I was like, is it better to have a house that has a radiator or like central heating? That's the question. Okay, who's dying? Why is sun exploding? You have food. There's literally a bajillion meals. Find a table, sit down, eat your meal. I've worked so hard to make sure that the colony looks pretty. Just consume. Okay, we can add another upgrade. So we've added these extra apparatus. Why don't we add a better engine? Some of these are mutually exclusive, which is kind of funny. Acceleration requires 1 transmission. Okay, so I need 1 engine block and 1 transmission. We'll do that. We'll add 1 engine block and 1 transmission, which will eat up some of my plasteel, which is fine. We're not going to make any plasteel this run. Rimworld, I think, would have actually been a really good thing for this run. Okay, we're going to run the power surge again because we have to. Unfortunately, I'm required to maybe I shouldn't do this yet. If I... That's fine. That's fine. So we do that. We're gonna burn through a lot of our spare electricity. We're gonna refuel this thing, and then we have to run this again in about 15 days, and that will trigger the next stuff to allow us to add the adaptive fuel modulator. Also, there's a quest that I missed. Okay, an abandoned generator station. A heavily guarded, easily built abandoned encampment, or the energy vault. Let's see here. Pirates have taken control of an abandoned nuclear arc reactor husk site. If we eliminate the enemies and we recover the arc components, we'll also be able to study how to make a uranium arc. However, it will be poisonous. The area is going to be poisonous, which is going to be very hard to survive. So maybe we should wait until we have better gear to survive such a thing. I just wish this... You know what I might actually install? I might turn on one of the wave-based storytellers just so that, like, we can test our defenses later on, because I think it'd be kind of interesting. Have a good night, Garm. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy playing 14 tomorrow, which I assume is when you're going to give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Let us all know, because obviously there's a bunch of us here that are very much 14 enthusiasts of the highest caliber. I am curious to see how you will enjoy your time in Eorzea. Alright, that should be fine. I'll show these mechanoids in a bit too, so we can get that ripped apart in due time. Okay, so we have an entry point, mostly. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get Havel, Rachel, Zeal Poser. Okay, these guys should have armor, right? Havel has armor, thankfully. Airman Joker also. Exonia's got EMP grenades, and I'm pretty sure Nari has EMPs as well, so we'll send these guys here. Exactly, one day. However, that day will not be today. I will continue to cause problems for myself. Alright. Let's at least rip this apart. This should not be too difficult. Alright. Okay, so the main threat is the turret and the, whatever that thing is called. The wasp trap. Now, I know Nari has EMP grenades. The problem is there's not an easy way to fling this in here, right? Okay, then I can run Z Poser in there. Okay, then I'm gonna have Havel try to tank this thing. I think Havel should be able to tank this wasp trap. Okay, then I can have Z Poser come in aside. They can fight it off. Okay, Havel just wins. Okay, we're free, kind of. Let's go explore the remaining doors. Make sure there's nothing in here. What do you mean? I am now getting the event to name the colony. Why did it take 3 years to do this? It's 3 in-game years. Hello? I'm gonna call this Chaldeus because... What do you mean I'm now allowed to do this? Did it literally require me to kill those things in the game's like, alright, you can do it now? That's so dumb if that's the case. Alright, this corpse is literally dead. There's a politician here who's been dead for 12 years. Great. Alright, let's undraft everyone, and then I'm gonna start ripping this apart. Alright, so what I need is this entire area dug out. I don't remember. We probably figured it out at some point, and I am blanking out. Okay. Okay. Then I I need to wall this off immediately because that's gonna be exposed, and I want to dig this out so we can make this entire area a hothouse basically. And then we got to get rid of all the junk here, so get rid of all the rubble. And that should be fine. Hello there, Normar. It's been a while. How have you been, Comrade Normar? Hopefully you've been having a good time. Unfortunately, you're catching us towards the tail end of stream. I will need to be ending soon, but it's good to see you again. Hopefully you've been having a fantastic time. You've been fine? That's good to hear. Okay, let's add the speed upgrade. There we go. This is working out just fine. We definitely need to work on our security, though. At least we have mortars. We got to build more mortar thingies. Why don't we add 81mm HE rounds? We'll just do this until we have at least... I want to say I want to have at least, like... What's a stack of mortar shells? 50? Or 30? I can't remember. We just want to have 30 in stock at any given times. And then I need to turn... do this like 5 times should be okay. Yes, it's very circular core because it's a what's the word I'm thinking of? It's a Frostpunk themed colony. Ooh, I do need to keep this up actually. Wow, even I do need to keep this at 200%. That's really annoying. Okay. If we can get the adaptive fuel modulator, I think this will make us get more power. All right, fantastic. So our brand new, what's essentially going to be our new food storage production area is working out pretty good now. There is a small roof here, which is also kind of annoying. So we do need to set up, I need to start plotting out how I'm going to design this. Okay, so I can probably go in a little deeper. I'll save the designing for tomorrow or next time. I think we'll see. We may do more Rimworld on Thursday, depending on what people on Wednesday, depending on what people want. But remember, I'm only streaming theoretically 3 times this week due to my schedule. All right, let's see who's alive at this hour. It's time to go pick a victim. We'll raid Netto. Netto's a good lass. All right, comrades. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I am about to get some rest and probably eat some other stuff and then go to bed and all that other shenanigans. We'll be back tomorrow with Xenonauts, which we haven't played in about 2 weeks. I apologize for that. So get ready for some alien slaughtering simulator shenanigans, and hopefully I'm not going to go crazy playing that like I go crazy playing XCOM. Anyway, say hi to Netto. She's a good lass. I hope you're enjoying our progress on our colony. It's getting bigger. I am enjoying this. This is getting nice and chunky. Netto's playing Tomodachi Life, which is a game that Ray is probably going to make me watch her play. All right, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you had fun. Goodbye.